Chapter 359. Bada. The evil realm person's hand was flung away. Chen Yun turned her head and looked at the owner of the hand in shock. Su Yun? Such a fast hand speed, such accurate movements, and his reaction speed was shocking too. What was Su Yun's current cultivation level? Chen Yun thought in her heart. Although Su Yun flung his arm away, the evil realm person was not angry. Instead, he said calmly, "You are from the evil sword sect, but the evil sword sect is a place of rules. Can your actions just now be seen as a provocation? I just want to see the sect leader. I have no other intentions. If I have offended you, please forgive me." Su Yun cupped his fists. "The sect leader is cultivating and cannot see you. Please return. If you continue to pester us, we have the authority to expel you." The evil realm person was still calm. But Su Yun would never doubt their actions. But if he gave up here, then he would have to give up on his original plan. He took a deep breath, walked to the side, and sat down. "The sect leader has a time limit for his cultivation. I'll wait here." "No. You have to leave." The two of them said. "Hey, aren't you being too unreasonable? You can't even let me sit here?" Chen Yun was completely enraged. She placed her hands on her waist and scolded. "Is Su Yun sitting here bothering you? Humph, if that's the case, then I'll sit here too. Let's see if you dare to chase me away." With that, Chen Yun sat down beside Su Yun. She hugged her breasts and groaned. But what made Chen Yun dumbfounded was that the two evil realm people did not give her any face. They walked over and pressed down on her shoulders. They wanted to send her away. Hey, you guys stop. Let me go." Chen Yun was anxious. She struggled, but how could she fight against the two of them with her cultivation level? Seeing that, Su Yun immediately stood up to stop them. But, just at this time, a clear voice came out from the chamber. "Both of you retreat first." Hearing that, the two evil realm people immediately released their hand. They lowered their heads and bowed. They retreated to their positions. "Father!" Chen Yun held onto her shoulders. She cried out in grievance. The fluorescent enchantment on the door of the bedroom flickered, then dispersed with a sizzling sound. A large amount of demonic qi leaked out from the door, causing the already dark sky to darken even further. A figure walked out from the black smoke. The man had a head of white hair and a handsome face. His eyes contained a bone-chilling cold intent that could cause people's hair to stand, like ice that would not melt for 10,000 years. He was dressed in a black gown and did not have a sword, but the sharp aura he gave off was suffocating. It was a feeling that even Feng Ling Xing was unable to give Su Yun. The evil sword sect leader. Compared to the last time they met, his aura was even stronger. Could it be that this sect master's cultivation had improved again? Su Yun thought. "Sect master!" The two evil beings exclaimed in unison. The man nodded. Chen Yun was about to complain, but when she saw evil sect leader's cold face, she shrunk her neck and said softly, "Greetings, father." "What are you trying to do?" The sect leader said coldly, "Are you trying to rebel? Your daughter doesn't dare." Chen Yun immediately knelt down in fear. "I have something to discuss with sect master. It is an urgent matter. That's why Yun helped me. If I have offended you in any way, I hope sect master will forgive me." Su Yun stood up and cupped his fist. The sect leader turned his gaze and stared at Su Yun for a moment, then snorted. He moved his body and rushed towards Su Yun, with one finger forming a sword. He released a terrifying evil sword qi. Su Yun's face changed, but he did not panic. With a wave of his hand, the immortal mystical scarlet blood sword appeared in his hand like a venomous snake, and with a wave, he shattered the sword qi. But the sect leader suddenly appeared behind Su Yun, and struck his back with his palm. Clang! A clear sound came out. Su Yun's left hand reached behind. The desolator appeared and blocked the attack in time. "Humph!" The sect leader snorted. The palm that had slapped the desolator's blade released a hidden force that rushed towards Su Yun's body. Su Yun was forced to retreat a few steps. his arms trembling. Seems like the sect leader's cultivation is at least at the 5th stage of the spirit star realm, or even higher. Su Yun thought. Not bad. In such a short period of time, to actually rise to the 3rd stage of the spirit star realm, it seems like you had some amazing fortuitous encounter. The sect leader retracted his hand and said indifferently. Although his words were very indifferent, but the flash of shock in his eyes could not be hidden from Su Yun's insight. Thank you, sect leader, for holding back. Su Yun cupped his fist. The sect leader snorted again. But Su Yun, don't be too pleased. Even if you are a 3rd stage spirit star realm cultivator, you have to follow the rules of the evil sword sect. A 3rd stage spirit star realm is nothing here, understand? Su Yun will remember. Yes. Only then did the sect master's expression soften a little. He turned around and walked towards the sleeping quarters. Follow me. Yes. Su Yun followed behind. Chen Yi-yun obediently followed behind, not daring to be impudent in the slightest. The sect leader's training grounds were extremely luxurious. It was a clear contrast to the dusky sky outside. The room was extremely spacious. The floor, walls and ceiling were all engraved with sparkling array formations. A statue that was overflowing with specks of starlight was placed in the middle of the room, and upon nearing the statue, a feeling that caused one's spirit to sublimate would surge forth. Sit anywhere. The sect leader found an array formation and sat down cross-legged. Chen Yi-yun carefully stood at the door, not daring to even breathe, while Su Yun casually sat down. After sitting down, the sect leader looked at Su Yun and spoke. A few days ago, someone reported to me that the evil Emperor Palace is preparing to take action against the evil King City. Is that right? That's right. But after that, someone told me that there was a rumor in the evil King City, saying that the evil sword sect is preparing to support the evil King City. Is that true? Master sect leader, you said that it is just a rumor. How can you believe a rumor? Humph, brat, stop acting dumb with me. How can I not know who started the rumor? Su Yun laughed awkwardly, but did not refute. Speak, what do you intend to do here? If you want me to support your evil King City to fight against the evil Emperor Palace, then you don't have to say any more, you can leave. The sect leader said indifferently. I will not offend the evil Emperor Palace for you. Father! Chen Yi-yun shouted anxiously. Shut up! The sect leader said sternly. But Chen Yi-yun was about to cry, but even as a daughter, she did not have much say in such matters. Su Yun blinked at Chen Yi-yun, then spoke. Master sect leader, to speak the truth, it doesn't matter if you support us or not, because once the evil King City falls, the evil sword sect will be destroyed soon. Hearing that, the sect leader's face turned cold. Do you want to die? Of course not. But dare I ask, sect leader, do you think that the evil Emperor Palace that has swallowed the evil King City and become so powerful will let the evil sword sect go? They have already swallowed so many evil realm powerhouses, there is no reason for them to let you go. From the evil King City to the evil sword sect is just a 2-day journey. You should understand the logic of being interdependent. If the evil Emperor Palace comes, my evil sword sect will naturally have a way to deal with them, but if you want me to send my disciples to bleed for you, then forget about it. Su Yun understands that the evil sword sect is not afraid of the evil Emperor Palace, but Master Sect Leader, the bloodshed today is to prevent more bloodshed tomorrow. Furthermore, Su Yun is not here to seek help from the evil sword sect, but to seek help from you. Su Yun said. Hearing that, the sect leader frowned. Seek help from me? Yes, seek help from you. Su Yun raised his head, the eyes under the cloak flashed with a trace of ruthlessness. If we succeed, the evil Emperor Palace will be destroyed. The sect leader became quiet. The evil Emperor Palace was ultimately a scourge. They fought everywhere, destroying and swallowing one evil realm powerhouse after another. Although the evil sword sect had a stable foundation and was strong, but the evil Emperor Palace was like a rolling snowball that was growing bigger and bigger. Sooner or later, they would encroach on the evil sword sect. If they were not eradicated, there would be endless troubles. Then, what do you plan to do? You can follow me to the evil Emperor Palace. I need your deterrence. Deterrence. Is that useful? The sect leader caressed his ashen face. A pitch-black rainbow soared through the dusky sky. If one did not look carefully, no one would notice such a strange phenomenon. It was Su Yun and the evil sword sect leader, Chen Tianxia. Chen Tianxia congealed a pitch-black evil cloud. The two of them stepped on the cloud and flew quickly. With sect leader's speed, I am afraid we will reach the evil Emperor Palace in a day. Su Yun sighed. Su Yun, are you truly planning to take action against the evil Emperor Palace? If that's the case, why don't you find more helpers? From what I know, the evil Emperor Palace has offended many powerhouses, and many people fear them. If we gather all these powerhouses together, we can definitely fight against the evil Emperor Palace. The sect leader who was riding on the evil cloud said indifferently. You are right, if time permits, I want to do that, but the evil Emperor Palace only gave me a month's time. I cannot gather a force to fight against the evil Emperor Palace in such a short period of time. Furthermore, the evil Emperor Palace will not allow me to do that. I am afraid that they have already established a connection with the other powerhouses, and are threatening and enticing them to stop them from supporting the evil King City. You only have a month's time? The sect leader said. With my cultivation, I can easily kill the evil emperor, but he is deep in the palace, and there are many experts around I cannot enter. So leave it to me. Su Yun laughed. You have an idea? In any case, it is completely different from yours. Sect leader, what you need to do is simple. If I succeed, you can directly enter the evil Emperor Palace. If I fail, you need to wait for me on the path of retreat that I have prepared beforehand. All right, the sect leader said indifferently. Su Yun nodded his head. There was only one chance. If he failed, it meant that the evil King City would become history. So, the rainbow landed on the ground, the evil chi dissipated, and the two of them landed on a desolate mountain top. Su Yun looked around and saw that in the distance, there was a gigantic pitch-black fortress. Is that the evil Emperor Palace? Su Yun took out the Sovereign King's badge and contacted Ming Nan. Chapter 360. Did you find out? Yes, the evil Emperor Palace does not seem to place the evil King City in their eyes. The task of attacking the evil King City is given to Li Liang, while the evil Emperor himself is in his own palace, and rarely shows himself. How can we make him show himself? This subordinate does not know, but according to the reports, every time the evil Emperor Palace attacks a powerhouse, the evil Emperor will head to the altar in the center of the evil Emperor Palace to offer sacrifices. It is said that the statue on the altar is a treasure, and after the sacrifice, it can increase the profound spirit chi of the people fighting, and that is the reason why the evil Emperor Palace's people are so strong. On the day of the sacrifice, there will definitely be many experts. Su Yun frowned. He thought for a moment, then asked, Do you have a map of the evil Emperor Palace's surroundings? This subordinate has already ordered people to draw it. Master, please tell this subordinate your location. This subordinate will immediately send an evil being to find you. On a desolate mountain southwest of the evil Emperor Palace. Please wait a moment. Ming Nan hung up the order badge. Seeing that, Su Yun could only sit on the rock and wait. Su Yun, what are we doing here? Chen Tianxia, who had a head full of white hair, asked. Waiting for someone. Who else is coming? One of my subordinates. Su Yun exhaled and said. Chen Tianxia did not ask any more. After an incense stick worth of time, a figure approached them, and the moment he stepped into the desolate mountain, the two of them had already sensed his presence. Chen Tianxia turned, his body suddenly disappearing. Before he could even take a few breaths, he appeared again, and in his hand was an evil realm person dressed in tight-fitting clothes. In just a few blinks of the eye, the evil being was extremely afraid. He did not even react to what was happening, but when he saw that the surroundings were different, and that there were 2 people standing beside him, he immediately crawled on the ground, unable to get up. "You are Ming Nan's spy?" Su Yun stared at the man and asked. Hearing that, the evil being raised his head, and when he saw the order badge on Su Yun's waist, he was immediately ecstatic, and said anxiously, "So it's Master Sovereign King. This subordinate greets Master Sovereign King. Don't talk nonsense, hand it over to me." "Why yes." The man trembled slightly as he took out a roll of black paper from his ring, and handed it over to Su Yun with both hands. Su Yun took it and opened it, only to see that a large amount of evil chi leaked out from the paper and soared into the sky, quickly forming a mystical picture. It was a map with the evil Emperor Palace as the center. "Master, this lowly one has been in charge of drawing the map for the past few days. The other informant has already infiltrated the evil Emperor Palace, and is providing Master with information on the interior of the evil Emperor Palace, but it is difficult for us to enter in a short period of time, so the information we have is limited." The evil being's voice trembled. "This is enough." Su Yun kept the map and waved his hand. "You go first. If there's anything, I will get Ming Nan to inform you." "Yes, yes, this subordinate will take his leave." With that, the evil person left in a flash. Chen Tianxie frowned. He looked at the leaving evil realm beings, then turned to Su Yun and said, "What do you plan to do?" "Wait." "Wait? How long will we have to wait?" "During the evil emperor's sacrifice. There are still more than 10 days left. So let's wait." Chen Tianxie did not say anything. He turned and looked at the gigantic and majestic evil Emperor Palace. He took a deep breath and said, "Su Yun, let me ask you, as a human, how did you cultivate the evil spirit essences?" Plop. The map in Su Yun's hands dropped to the ground. He raised his head and looked at Chen Tianxie in shock. Chen Tianxie shook his head indifferently. "Although you are wearing a cloak, but with my cultivation, this little disguise is useless." "So you already knew that I was not an evil being, then why didn't you kill me?" "If I wanted to kill you, I would have done it long ago. I am not like other evil beings who like to eat people. I have my own Tao. Whether you are an evil being or not, that is not important. What is important is that you did not provoke me." "I did not provoke you. The one who provoked you was the evil emperor." Su Yun wiped the perspiration off his forehead and said. Chen Tianxie did not say anything again. "Evil spirit essences? In truth, when I just entered the evil realm, an evil being called Qing Xie helped me cultivate it." Su Yun smiled, his mind once again immersed into the endless memories. Under the vast and boundless sky, on a gigantic floating island, there were rows of people standing neatly. There were over 100 of them. They were the higher-ups of the profound sky sect. All of them had respectful expressions. They stood carefully. No one dared to speak. Even their breathing was extremely careful. And at the very top of all of them was a figure with his back facing them. 2 gigantic statues stood at the left and right of the figure. It was extremely imposing. "Do you have Su Qing whereabouts?" An enraged voice came from above. With that said, everyone knelt down, their heads hitting the ground. No one dared to raise their heads. "How long has it been?" "Su Qing is not here yet." "Are all of you useless?" "I don't care if she lives or dies. Even if she is already dead, all of you must bring her body back. The formation is about to be completed. There is not much time left. And what are all of you trash doing? All of you useless trash." The figure bellowed. The surrounding temperature rose. An indescribable pressure was placed on everyone's body. A few of their faces turned pale white, cold sweat dripping down. It was extremely unbearable. No one dared to make a sound. They did not even dare to raise their heads. "Lord, please quell your anger. Su Qing's lead has been broken. The Sky Martial continent is so big. To rely on manpower to find her is like finding a needle in a haystack. No matter how many people we send, it will be useless." The old man who was kneeling at the front suddenly spoke out and said respectfully, "What can you do?" The figure slowly turned around and looked at the old man with a pair of dignified eyes. It is not a method, it is more suitable to call it a treasure. Now that our manpower is unable to find her, we can only rely on treasures. This old man has a close friend. He is knowledgeable in the past and present. He is knowledgeable in the world, and has dabbled in many treasures and equipment. He told this old man, if we want to find someone, we only need one item. Hearing that, the figure seemed to be interested, and asked, "What item?" "This item is called the Through Heaven's Mirror. With this item, you only need to shout out the person's name, and the location of the person will be displayed. With this item, Su Ching will definitely have nowhere to hide." The old man said respectfully, "Through Heaven's Mirror?" The figure muttered, and then asked, "Then where can we find this treasure?" It is reported that Cheen Creek had used this item as a reward in the Mountain River List competition, but because of the Spirit Demon Emperor's invasion, it was hard to confirm the rankings, so the reward was not given out. If this old man is not wrong, the Through Heaven's Mirror should still be in Cheen Creek. Immediately send people to Cheen Creek, and retrieve the Through Heaven's Mirror. The figure waved his hand and bellowed. "Yes." The people below shouted anxiously. But the old man kowtowed again, interrupting everyone's words, and said, "Lord, if it was any ordinary sect, it would not be difficult to retrieve the Through Heaven's Mirror, but Cheen Creek is not an ordinary place. If we were to send ordinary disciples there, they would most likely not be able to retrieve the Through Heaven's Mirror, since the Spirit Demon Emperor had suffered a great loss there. So this subordinate thinks, for this trip, I hope that Lord will personally go, that way there will be no mistakes. With the Through Heaven's Mirror in our hands, Su Ching has already been chained up, and capturing her is only a matter of time." The figure was quiet for a moment, then nodded his head, and said, "Since it is so, you go and arrange it." Yes. A few months in the mountains was equivalent to 1,000 years in the world. Although there was nothing interesting in the desolate mountains, but with the big battle at hand, the two of them did not dare to be careless. Su Yun sat cross-legged and recovered, and sat for 10 days straight. And now that the time was up, he had recovered from his meditation. "It's about time." He stood up, took out the map and looked at it, then said to Chen Tianxie, "Sect leader, you wait here, I will go to the evil Emperor Palace alone." "You have guts, you dare to make me wait for you here," Chen Tianxie said coldly. "Just bear with it for now." "Humph." Chen Tianxie crossed his arms and said, "When do we make our move?" Su Yun was startled, then laughed bitterly. "You guessed it? If I can't even guess that, how can I be a sect leader?" "That's true." Su Yun thought for a moment, then said, "I will enter the evil Emperor Palace and need to make some preparations. As for when I make my move, that will depend on when the evil Emperor comes out." With that said, he pulled out the immortal mystical scarlet blood sword and threw it into the air. He then leapt onto the sword blade, and with a whoosh, he flew into the distance. The wind howled. Su Yun's speed was extremely fast, but when he neared the evil Emperor Palace, he immediately stopped. The heavenly scale divine eye concealed the spirit chi on his body very well. As long as he did not expose himself, he would not be discovered. But now that all the sects had enchantments protecting them, he did not believe that the evil Emperor Palace did not have one. The enchantment was obviously impossible to break through, and upon touching it, the guards of the evil Emperor Palace would sense it. To enter the evil Emperor Palace, he had to go through the main entrance. This time, it was extremely risky for him to go in alone. If Chen Tianxie followed him, the chances of success would be higher, but Chen Tianxie's cultivation was high. He was a great evil being, and if he were to sneak in, he would definitely be discovered. On the other hand, Su Yun was different. He was a human, and as long as he concealed his spirit chi, he would not be discovered. Furthermore, he had a treasure that could perfectly conceal himself. Su Yun waited quietly in the forest. After passing through the forest, he would be able to see the entrance of the evil Emperor Palace after walking for about a kilometer. Su Yun leaned on a black tree. He activated the heavenly scale divine eye and looked forward. Every movement at the entrance was in his vision. The evil emperor palace was extremely big, thus there were many evil beings that entered and exited, but without question, the evil emperor palace's defense was extremely strong. Regardless of who entered or exited the evil emperor palace, they had to verify their identity and show their nameplates. All of the evil beings' nameplates were black skull necklaces, and inside the necklaces were their unique spirit chi. Su Yun stared at the entrance, only to see two evil beings dressed in armor and wielding bone blades walking over. The two of them were extremely skinny and weak, their faces were black, their entire bodies were shrouded in evil chi, their green eyes were like fireflies in the night. The two of them chatted as they walked, without a trace of vigilance. Su Yun kept the heavenly scale divine eye. His left hand reached into his storage ring and took out the desolator. When the two of them got closer, he threw out the immortal mystical scarlet blood sword and the desolator. Under the cover of the desolator, the two swords immediately became invisible, and quietly approached the two evil beings. Poochie! Two sinister holes immediately appeared in their heads, and before they could even groan, they died instantly. Su Yun walked over quickly and dragged the two corpses into the forest, then took out one of their nameplates and wore it on his neck. He activated the shapeshift bone piece and transformed into the evil being's appearance, and walked towards the evil emperor palace. Chapter 361. Wei Xie? Didn't you go to the south with Hu Xie to obtain evil water for Master Song to brew wine? Why are you back so quickly? Just as Su Yun neared the door, the guard by the side asked curiously. I forgot to take something. Su Yun laughed and handed over the nameplate on his neck. Hey, quickly go in, you sloppy ghost. The guard could not even be bothered to look at it and waved his hands. Hee. Su Yun kept the nameplate and quickly walked in. Hey Wei Xie, you're slacking off again? The evil realm being that we caught last time tasted good. How about we catch a few more next time? I heard you ate Zhang Xie's dual cultivation companion? Hee, how did it feel? Zhang Xie seems to want to cut you open. Along the way, many of the evil realm beings who recognized Wei Xie greeted him, laughing and chatting. Su Yun replied with a stiff face. He did not dare say anything, afraid that he would expose himself, and quickly left. The evil emperor palace was extremely huge, and Su Yun was only at the edge. To enter the central region of the evil emperor palace required a long journey. Furthermore, the evil realm being called Wei Xie was the lowest level evil realm being, and did not have the authority to enter the central region. Su Yun lowered his head and walked quickly. Along the way, he saw many evil realm beings. Many of them were around the first stage of the spirit soul realm, and occasionally he would see third stage spirit soul realm beings. These evil realm beings were mostly captains and had some authority. Many of the evil realm beings carried all sorts of materials on their backs, walking in and out of all sorts of structures. Large numbers of evil beasts were pulling large carriages out of the evil emperor palace. Su Yun walked to the entrance of the evil palace and saw more than 20 guards standing in front of the gigantic black door. The guards were well equipped, their expressions were focused, they were obviously trained elite. With people guarding, I can't casually enter. Su Yun thought. Wei Xie. Just then, a low voice came out from the side. Su Yun was startled. He turned to look, only to see an evil realm being dressed in rattan armor walking over. The evil realm being's expression was impatient and disgusted. He immediately grabbed onto Su Yun's shoulder and bellowed. Didn't I tell you to find evil water for Master Song to brew wine? You're slacking off again? Humph. You truly do not know death. I will capture you and give you to Master Song as a snack. Lord Song? Su Yun was startled for a moment, then anxiously said, I have already harvested the evil water and was just about to give it to Master Song. What? You've already collected the evil water? So fast? The rattan-armored man looked at Su Yun in astonishment. How long have you been gone for? Don't worry about how long I'll be gone. Come with me to see Lord Song. That person's expression changed and he said, Why do you want to see Lord Song? Now that you've obtained the evil water, hurry up and give it to Chong-gu. Give it to him to brew wine. Where is Chong-gu now? The winery, of course. Oh, okay. Sai, what are you going to do? Humph, of course I'm going to see Master Song. There's a new batch of fresh, evil people. I'm going to lead Master Song to pick some evil people. With that, the man ignored Su-yun and turned to leave. Seeing that, Su-yun stayed in place for a moment, waiting for him to walk far away, then quietly followed. Although he had the map of the evil Emperor Palace, it was not detailed, and he did not know where Master Song's cultivation residence was. Quietly following the rattan-armored evil person for about 10 minutes, Su-yun finally arrived at a large residence constructed from white bones and black soil. 2 evil people stood at the entrance of the residence, with a few evil people carrying the limbs of fierce beasts walking in and out of the residence. All of these evil people who were doing the hard work were all below the first stage of the spirit-soul realm. Su-yun heaved a sigh of relief and walked inside. The rattan-armored evil person walked anxiously, but did not notice Su-yun who was following behind him. Very quickly, the evil person walked into a hall in the center, and inside the hall, an extremely fat evil person sat on a bone chair, using an iron fist to drink the dark green evil wine, with 2 enchanting female evil people by his side serving him. When the rattan-armored evil person entered the hall, he immediately knelt down on one knee and started to talk. After hearing the rattan-armored evil person's words, the fat evil person's bean-sized evil eye released a gold light, and immediately waved the 2 female evil people away. He moved his fat body and stood up, his expression excited. Su-yun secretly activated the heavenly scale divine eye and looked around. The rattan-armored evil person was at the 3rd stage of the spirit-soul realm, while the fat evil person seemed to be at the 5th stage of the spirit-soul realm. After appraising him, he immediately walked into the hall. Wei Xie, what do you want? The fat evil person looked at Su-yun who walked into the hall as if nothing had happened, and asked curiously. Then, the evil person called Wei Xie did not immediately reply him, but walked over and closed the door. In that moment the fat evil person's face changed, as though he sensed something was wrong. Without saying a word, he took out a one-handed sledgehammer from somewhere, and roared as he rushed forward. But in the next second, a formless sword rushed forward and sliced him in half. The rattan-armored man was shocked, and looked at Wei Xie as though he was petrified. Without waiting for him to move, his heart was pierced. Plop! 2 corpses fell to the ground, evil blood flowing everywhere. Su-yun walked over quickly, and took the nameplate off the fat evil person's neck, and hung it on his own neck. After looking at his face, he immediately activated the 1,000 bone fragments, and then dragged the 2 corpses to the back of the hall. Bang, bang, bang! Just then, a series of hurried knocks came out from the hall door. Master Song! Master Song! What's going on? Why is there such a loud noise? Master Song! A group of evil people shouted. Following that, with a dong sound, the door was kicked open, and a group of evil people holding onto blades and swords rushed in. What are you doing? A shout came out. Everyone looked over, only to see the fat Master Song sitting on a chair, looking at them angrily. How dare you? Did I allow you to come in? Get out! Seeing that Master Song was fine, the evil people were enraged, and anxiously left the hall. After a while, the hall regained its peace. Su-yun, who had transformed into Master Song, heaved a sigh of relief. Now that I have Master Song's nameplate, I should be able to enter the inner circle of the evil Emperor Palace. Su-yun pinched the gray skull on his neck and strode forward. As expected, Master Song's nameplate truly had the qualifications to enter the inner circle. The inner circle was different from the outer circle, it was much quieter, and there were not many evil people, only people with status were walking around, or rows of fully armed evil soldiers. Su Yun moved his fat body carefully, his gaze darting around, but every time he saw an evil person, he would try his best to avoid them. The inner circle was not as big as the outer circle, and very quickly, a door that led to the center of the evil Emperor Palace entered Su Yun's vision. Who knows if Master Song's nameplate can enter, but who cares, I'll give it a try. Thinking about it, Su Yun straightened his back and walked towards the door. The door was much more imposing than the previous one. It was over 10 m tall and 10 m wide. There were array discs on both sides of the door. If anything were to happen, the array would activate and seal the door, preventing anyone from entering or leaving. Su Yun took out the nameplate and carefully looked at the guards on both sides. One of the guards took the nameplate and glanced at it, then nodded his head and returned the nameplate to Su Yun. Master Song, please. Thank you. Su Yun took the nameplate and quickly entered. It was the central region of the evil Emperor Palace. Upon stepping in, a strange pressure assaulted his mind, causing Su Yun's eyes to congeal, his heart tensing up. This chi is definitely the pressure released by the evil emperor. I have already entered the range of his chi field. As long as he pays attention, he will definitely be able to sense me. I need to be low profile. Su Yun lowered his head and walked forward. In front of him was a long black road. On both sides of the road were rows of bone lanterns, the bone lanterns releasing a faint green light aura. At the end of the road was a gigantic building that looked like a golden throne room. It was completely different from the other buildings in the evil Emperor Palace that were pitch black or pale white, but completely gold, as though everything in the building was made out of gold. Su Yun took a sniff. This doesn't seem to be gold, but some sort of unique material that can amplify spirit essences. Seems like this is the evil Emperor's palace. Su Yun walked around the palace, then retreated back to the inner circle. The ceremony would start tomorrow. There was only a day, and he had to make use of every second. Su Yun paced around the inner circle for a while, then found a white bone building and walked in. Oh? It's Master Song, what's the matter? The owner of the house looked at the man who walked in indifferently, a look of disdain in his eyes. Su Yun glanced at him. A 6th stage spirit soul realm cultivator. Seems like his authority was above Master Song. Let me ask you a question. Su Yun found a seat and sat down. What? The man frowned. He felt that Su Yun was different from the one he had seen in the past. It's about the evil emperor. How dare you? The man's face changed, he bellowed. You dare to call out Master's name, do you want to die? Poochie. A ray of blood light flew out. The immortal mystical scarlet blood sword had directly sliced off the man's arms, causing an intense pain to surface. The man screamed out and fell to the ground, his severed arms releasing evil chi. Su Yun removed his Master Song appearance and returned to his original appearance. He walked over and stepped on the man's chest, holding on to the immortal mystical scarlet blood sword, and placed it on his neck. I'll ask you a few questions. If you answer me obediently, I won't kill you. How about it? Su Yun's move made the man understand that the Master Song in front of him was obviously a fake. Fear surged into his heart. For the sake of survival, he could only reply, as long as you don't kill me, I'll tell you everything. He was after all a 6th stage spirit soul realm cultivator, but Su Yun was able to sneak in without a sound, and was able to break through his defense so quickly and cut off his arms. He was definitely a spirit star realm cultivator. The evil realm being thought in shock. The evil emperor is going to offer sacrifices tomorrow. When will he leave the palace? Noon. Noon, what's the evil emperor's cultivation? It's said that he's an 8th stage spirit star realm cultivator. 8th stage. Su Yun was shocked. He thought that the other party was at most a 5th or 6th stage cultivator, and definitely not a 7th stage cultivator, but he never thought that he would actually be an 8th stage cultivator. Su Yun secretly swallowed his saliva, then asked, Does the evil emperor's perception range cover your training grounds? No. Good. Su Yun nodded his head. the sword in his hand suddenly slashed down. Poochie! The sword tip pierced through the evil realm being's heart. Why didn't you say that you wouldn't kill me? The evil realm being spat out black blood and screamed in pain. I went back on my words. Su Yun casually swung his hand and sliced his body into pieces. Chapter 362. After dealing with the evil realm person, Su Yun immediately transformed into his appearance and sent the evil realm people outside away. Then, he closed the door and took out the materials that he had prepared beforehand from his storage ring. Then, he placed the materials on the door, windows and other places, and set up a barrier enchantment. After that, he began to set up the demonic array formation. His goal this time was simple: to capture the leader and kill the evil emperor. All the danger would be resolved. But it was not easy to kill him. Su Yun had obtained the heavenly scale divine eye and the shapeshift bonelet, which were good assassination treasures, allowing him to easily infiltrate the evil emperor palace. Although the chances of success were not high, Su Yun could not care so much. If he were to sit and wait for death, the evil king city would be breached by the evil emperor palace sooner or later. Why not strike first? Even if he did not succeed, he would at most lose the evil king city. The demonic array that he set up this time was the demonic sex 8 extremes array, the heavenly demon blood array. He could not hold back against the evil emperor. If he fought with him for too long, many experts would rush over, and the situation would not be good. He took out some fresh blood and carefully drew on the ground. Hundreds of demonic creatures were drawn out. All of them were extremely lifelike. A series of strange and eerie talismans linked all of the demonic creatures together, like chains binding everything. Now that he had control over the resources of the evil king city, it was easy to obtain all the materials, and the array formation was much easier than before. Su Yun did not dare to complete the array formation. A few important parts were left empty. Once the array formation was completed, demonic chi would leak out. Although he believed in the barrier enchantment, he trusted the evil emperor's senses more. After working for 8 to 10 hours, Su Yun stopped while gasping for breath. He sat down cross-legged and took out a few profound spirit chi recovery pills from his storage ring. He stuffed them into his mouth and closed his eyes. Activating the monarch occult force, the profound spirit chi in his body started to change. The spirit life chi started to flourish and flow through his chi channels, stimulating his blood, nourishing his organs. The warmth rose from his abdomen, through his chest, all the way to his brain. Clang! After an unknown period of time, a melodious bell sound resonated out. The evil emperor palace immediately became bustling with noise. Su Yun's mind moved. He opened his eyes and anxiously stood up, leaping out of his room and jumping. He landed on the roof of the training grounds and looked towards the evil emperor palace. Activating the heavenly scale divine eye, the pitch-black eyes flickered with golden light as they looked into the distance. The enchantment at the entrance of the evil emperor's palace flickered a few times, and then started to loosen. Is it coming out? Su Yun's expression congealed. Activating the monarch occult force, the true divine spirit chi flowed along his chi channels and appeared in his palm. Then he struck the roof. Crack! The roof was shattered, and Su Yun fell down, falling into the center of the magic array. Crack! The dazzling enchantment slowly dissipated, and a row of evil realm people dressed in colorful robes walked out. When they reached the entrance of the palace, the evil realm people split into 2 rows, one on the left and one on the right. Then all of them kneeled down and shouted, "Greetings, Master! Our Master will live forever and reign supreme in the world." After 3 shouts, a tall and sturdy figure walked out from the gate. It was an evil realm person dressed in a black and gold-lined robe. He was around 3 m tall, and his entire body was constructed out of evil chi, as though he was a ball of chi, but the pressure released from the chi was so strong that it could cause people's thoughts to crumble. They were unable to resist against it, and only had the thought of worshipping him as a god. He took a step forward, causing the entire evil emperor palace to tremble. At the same time, the evil Emperor Palace became quiet. All of the evil realm people stopped what they were doing and knelt down. A wave of roars resonated throughout the entire evil Emperor Palace, straight into the clouds. Greetings, Master. Our Master will live forever and reign supreme in the world. Greetings, Master. Our Master will live forever and reign supreme in the world. Greetings, Master. Our Master will live forever and reign supreme in the world. Their voices were pious and excited, as though a group of fanatical believers were using their souls to shout. The evil Emperor's pitch-black eyes looked at the guards of honor in front of him quietly, and took another step forward. The time has come, is the altar ready? A deep and resounding voice came out, causing everyone who heard it to feel as though it was deafening. Master, the altar is ready, we are just waiting for you to offer your sacrifice. The leader of the evil realm people said excitedly. Good. Let's go. Yes. The evil realm person nodded his head. He then waved his hand, and all of the evil realm people activated their evil chi, forming a pitch-black lotus sedan. The evil emperor leapt up and landed on the sedan, and sat down cross-legged. Let's go. They cheered. All of the evil realm people carefully carried the sedan, and steadily moved forward. The gigantic evil emperor and the weak evil realm people formed a clear contrast. Like ants moving food, they slowly moved forward. The evil chi that leaked out from the evil emperor's body continued to soar into the sky, dyeing the sky black. Wait a minute. Just then, the evil emperor suddenly bellowed. The evil realm people who were walking were startled, and all of them stopped in their tracks. The evil emperor closed his pitch-black eyes, his voice filled with disdain. He snorted. Scoundrel, since you're here, why are you hiding? Why aren't you coming out and letting me eat you? Whoosh. In that moment, the 5 evil realm people who were carrying the evil emperor's lotus sedan rushed out. All 5 of them brandished their treasures and fiercely attacked the evil emperor. Killing intent exploded out. Evil emperor! You destroyed my Middlefang city, killed my father, and swallowed his spirit. Unforgivable! Today is the day you die. A male evil realm person roared out in anger. The curved evil blade in his hand pierced towards the evil emperor like a venomous snake. Oh? You guys are the remnants of Middlefang City? What? This emperor destroyed your Middlefang City. You guys are not satisfied and want to seek revenge from this emperor? A mere first-stage Spirit Star Realm expert dares to go against this emperor? Truly seeking death. The evil emperor did not dodge, facing the incoming evil blade. He still had a carefree look on his face as he slowly spoke. The evil blade pierced into his head. A dense evil force exploded out from the blade, but it did not harm the evil emperor at all. The blade chi was like a gale blowing against a boulder, causing the ground behind the evil emperor to crumble and the stone pillars to crumble. The evil realm people were struck by the force and were unable to continue fighting. This move was extremely ferocious, but to the evil emperor, it did not hurt him at all. What? The male evil realm person was shocked. Pudong! A pitch-black palm instantly pierced through his heart and dug his heart out. The male evil realm person's body twitched. His eyes opened wide as he looked at the evil emperor in shock. The evil emperor revealed an evil smile. He directly grabbed the heart and stuffed it into his mouth, chewing on it. Senior brother! Young master! The remaining evil realm people roared in anger and rushed towards the evil emperor. Ha 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 ha! A bunch of ants trying to assassinate an 8th-stage Spirit Star Realm cultivator. Should I call you stupid or naive? What a joke. This is too funny. Since it's like that, all of you shall become this emperor's appetizer. The evil emperor laughed out loud. He then waved his hand and was about to attack. But, just as he was about to kill the remaining 4 evil realm people, a blood light suddenly shot out from the inner circle of the evil emperor palace. Following that, an astonishing amount of demonic chi exploded out from the blood light. The cold and demonic chi that could contend against the evil chi leaked out. The cruel, ruthless, and reckless chi enveloped the entire evil emperor palace like a dark cloud. What? Demonic chi? The evil emperor's face changed. Xiao! Just then, the blood light tore through the sky and flew towards him. A young man dressed in a pitch-black cape, who was surrounded by a large amount of blood chi, flew towards him. Are you also from Middlefang City? The evil emperor roared. No. I am the master of Evil King City. The young man bellowed. He raised his sword. The sword chi rushed into the 9 heavens, as though it was tearing the sky and earth apart. This move was too sudden. The evil emperor did not even have time to take out his treasure. He could only raise both of his hands and use all of his strength to block the attack. As for the 4 evil realm people's attacks, he could only ignore them. Bang! He grabbed the blood-red sword with his palm. His palm was like steel as he blocked the sword tip. No matter how sharp the sword tip was, it was unable to pierce through his palm. Your chi is strong. You should be at the 7th stage of the Spirit Star Realm, right? But a pity, I can feel it. Your 7th stage cultivation is supported by a treasure. It is not stable. You and I are still lacking in strength. You must understand, a Spirit Star Realm existence, a difference of a single stage is like the difference between heaven and earth. The evil emperor laughed out loud. He immediately released all of the evil chi in his body. The evil chi was like a venomous snake that leaked out from his palm, and quickly flew towards Su Yun. But at the same time, the demonic chi on Su Yun's body also activated. The thick blood-red demonic chi rushed forward like an enraged dragon. The evil chi was cunning and sinister, while the demons were tyrannical and ruthless. In a head-on clash, the demonic chi was not weaker than the evil chi. Suddenly, Pucci! The evil emperor's body trembled, the evil chi became chaotic, and a large hole appeared on his chest. Desolator! This is an invisible treasure? The evil emperor's pitch-black eyes widened. Su Yun suddenly released the immortal mystical scarlet blood sword and Desolator. With a flick of his finger, 1,000 swords flew out from the sword sheath behind him, transforming into a steel beast that struck towards the evil emperor. Evil Nirvana destroying heavens! The evil emperor swung both of his arms, activating a mystical technique. A gigantic evil spirit appeared behind him. The evil spirit waved its mountain-sized palm and slapped towards the steel beast. Bang bang! The steel beast was smashed into pieces, transforming into flying swords, but the flying swords did not give up. They continued to attack, and when they neared the evil emperor, they quickly gathered together and formed a gigantic steel ball, a steel ball that was completely made out of swords. The immortal mystical scarlet blood sword spun in the air, then steadily landed on top of the steel ball, activating the primal sword god force. It suppressed the steel ball. The evil emperor was completely trapped by the steel ball. Seeing that, Su Yun raised his right palm and aimed it at the steel ball. He started to accumulate power. The golden wheel in his palm started to spin, causing the sky to darken. The sun and moon did not shine. The sky lost its color. But the golden wheel in his palm became even more dazzling. The few evil realm beings were stunned. Bang! 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 A terrifying explosion came out from the steel ball. The steel ball started to sway. Many of the flying swords were shattered, and the immortal mystical scarlet blood sword that was suppressing it was also trembling. Finally, boom! The explosion came out. The steel ball formed by the flying swords instantly shattered. This move had caused half of the flying swords to be broken, transforming into light auras that flew back into the sword sheath. Insignificant tricks! You dare to show off in front of this emperor. This emperor wants all of you to die. All of you can die. The evil emperor was enraged and rushed towards Su Yun. But just as he moved, a gold light shot out from Su Yun's palm, like a shooting star piercing through his heart. It shot into the clouds, as though it had shot into the universe. Great Negative Yang Immortal Canon. Chapter 363. The evil emperor's body trembled a few times, then all the strength in his body disappeared. He instantly dropped down from the sky, fiercely crashing onto the ground. He twitched for a while before dying. His heart was completely pierced through, the golden light aura was corroding the wound, the terrifying scars caused everyone's scalps to go numb. Instant kill. The four evil beings were dumbstruck. Even Su Yun was slightly startled in his heart. Too terrifying, is this the power of the great negative yang immortal cannon? An 8th stage spirit star realm cultivator was killed in one move. Such a situation should never happen in these few worlds, right? Forget it, now is the time. He took a deep breath and retrieved the Evil Sword Sect Order badge from his waist, intending to send a signal to Chen Tianxie, who was waiting outside. But just at that moment, a burst of popping sounds came out. The evil emperor's corpse that was pierced through by the golden light suddenly swelled up. The gaseous body of the evil emperor started to bubble. Following that, the bubbles exploded, and many finger-sized evil spirits flew out. They quickly gathered together, as though they were reforming. Su Yun's face changed. He waved his finger, causing the immortal mystical scarlet blood sword to immediately fly over, slicing the corpse into pieces. Clang, 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 clang. A series of clanging sounds came out. A silver barrier appeared on the surface of the corpse. It was like steel. The immortal mystical scarlet blood sword was unable to break through. Not good. That is the evil emperor's treasure, the reincarnation spirit. Just then, one of the four evil realm beings exclaimed in shock. Reincarnation spirit? Su Yun turned and asked coldly, "What is that?" "That is the evil emperor's treasure. Not many people know of it. We only heard of it from our spies. We did not know of its use previously, but never did we expect it to have the ability to lock onto the 3 spirits and 7 spirits, and reform the body to revive the dead. Damn it, this cunning fox, to actually have such a treasure." Hearing that, Su Yun's heart sank. He turned and bellowed, "Since you are here to assassinate the evil emperor, you should have some trump cards right. Why aren't you taking them out?" "We did not know that the evil emperor was an 8th stage spirit star realm cultivator. If that was the case, we would not have been so rash. Master, I am grateful for your help today, but now that the experts of the evil emperor palace are gathering here, if we continue to stay, we will be surrounded and killed. Let's retreat quickly," the old man said again. "If we retreat today, we won't have another chance." Su Yun bellowed, "The few of you, help me hold back the experts of the evil emperor palace. I will kill the evil emperor." The 4 of them were startled. They looked at Su Yun in shock, only to see a pair of determined evil eyes under the pitch-black cloak. Everyone looked at each other, nodded their heads, and immediately turned to rush towards the entrance of the central region. "Since Master has decided to kill the evil emperor, we will naturally do our best. We will fight with our lives on the line. Sir, I'm counting on you." The 4 of them shouted. They took out their natal magic treasures and rushed over. Su Yun did not hesitate. He raised his right hand and activated the golden wheel, releasing the great negative yang immortal cannon. He then activated the monarch occult force and frantically channeled spirit chi into it. The evil emperor was an 8th stage spirit star realm cultivator, and the majority of his techniques were useless against him. I can only place my hopes on the second round of the great negative yang immortal cannon. Just that, let's not talk about whether or not the second round could be completed. Even if it was completed, it would be difficult to hit, and the evil emperor who had suffered once would not be tricked a second time. Pata. The small evil spirits formed into a gigantic evil spirit that was close to 5 m tall. The evil spirit continued to squirm, and finally transformed back into the evil emperor's appearance. The terrifying absolute evil spirit chi was released once again. "Powerful, powerful. You actually killed me just like that, but you never would have thought that I still have a life, right? Hee, sovereign king from the evil king city, your methods have far surpassed my imagination. Now, I will give you a chance, hand over all your treasures, and obediently submit to me. If you do that, I will not kill you," the evil emperor bellowed at Su Yun. But Su Yun, who was still channeling spirit chi into the great negative yang immortal cannon, ignored him. The evil emperor snorted, his pitch-black evil eyes filled with rage, and directly rushed forward. "Damn it! Just a bit more." Su Yun secretly clenched his teeth. He kept the great negative yang immortal cannon and retreated. At the same time, he waved his hands. So a large number of flying swords flew towards the evil emperor. Just as the flying swords neared the evil emperor, Xiao, all of the flying swords disappeared. The evil emperor frowned, but after hearing the chi sounds, he looked down at his body, only to see that it was actually pierced by many swords. "It's those strange swords again. But even so, you can forget about fighting against this emperor," the evil emperor roared. His body suddenly disintegrated, transforming into many evil spirits that dispersed, and then reformed at the other side, forming back into his original body. "What kind of strange mystical technique is that?" Su Yun was startled. "It's my turn," the evil emperor said, and his figure suddenly disappeared. Su Yun was startled. Before he could even react, his back was struck by a heavy blow. His entire body flew out. The place where he was struck was emitting waves of powerful evil energy, frantically shaking his internal organs. If not for the fact that he had consumed the indestructible golden body, his body's strength was astonishing. Just this strike alone was enough to shatter his internal organs and kill him. Is this the difference of a single stage? Su Yun tried his best to adjust the spirit chi in his body, then flipped and landed on the ground. But the evil emperor did not give him the chance to catch his breath. He once again rushed over. His body extended out many sinister and terrifying evil hands that directly grabbed onto Su Yun's chest. Roar! Just then, a hysterical roar came out. The blood chi that surrounded Su Yun's back all converged together, transforming into a gigantic heavenly demon image. The heavenly demon appeared and raised its sinister and sharp claws, fiercely slapping towards the evil hands. Crack! The evil hands shattered. Su Yun released both of his palms towards the evil emperor. But the evil emperor did not dodge, allowing Su Yun to attack. He also released a palm towards Su Yun's head. He was planning to meet force with force. But in a head-on clash, Su Yun would be at a disadvantage, even with the indestructible gold body pill. His body's strength could not compare to the evil emperor, who was at the 8th stage of the spirit star realm. Spirit novice disciple to spirit intermediate disciple was something that could be achieved in a few years, but from the 7th stage of the spirit star realm to the 8th stage of the spirit star realm, without any fortuitous encounters and enlightenment, it would be extremely difficult to achieve in one's entire life. The accumulation of time and tribulations was extremely difficult to rely on treasures to surpass. After activating the heavenly crystal and using the heavenly demon blood array, Su Yun was being suppressed. Just that, it was not his first time fighting someone who was a higher realm than him. At the critical moment, he switched from offense to defense, and placed both of his hands horizontally across his forehead. Boom! The evil emperor's palm flew over, causing Su Yun to retreat once again, his body crashing onto the stone steps behind him, causing the entire stone steps to shatter. "It's about time," the evil emperor bellowed. He flipped his palm, and a black cauldron the size of a small room flew out. On top of the cauldron were carvings of evil beings, and many miserable screams came out from the cauldron. The lid of the cauldron was opened, and a suction force appeared, as though an invisible hand had enveloped Su Yun. "Watch as I refine you alive, and turn you into a top-grade pill for me to break through. Ha 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 ha!" The evil emperor released an ear-piercing laughter. Although the current Su Yun was extremely powerful, compared to the evil emperor, he was still lacking. Su Yun's killing technique, the great negative yang immortal cannon, was unable to completely destroy the evil emperor, which was a huge miscalculation for Su Yun. But that did not mean that he had given up. You're thinking too much. Su Yun clenched his teeth and roared. He raised his hand and swung it. The formless desolator brought the immortal mystical scarlet blood sword forward, the two swords thrusting towards the evil emperor's swords. Poochie! The evil emperor still did not have any reaction, but he did not care about the attack. Although the two swords were strange and sharp, they were unable to affect his body. But right at that moment, the two swords suddenly became restless. They flew up into the sky, and a restraining force acted on the evil emperor's body. The evil emperor was startled. He immediately extended his hands out to pull out the two swords, but just then, Su Yun suddenly rushed over. The evil spirit essences in his body were activated, releasing a large amount of evil qi, one evil and one demonic qi interweaved together, transforming into a terrifying color. He touched his storage ring with his right hand, and then suddenly flung it out. A black light aura shot into the sky. Clang! A profound sound that seemed to be able to tear apart souls came out, and the evil sword was unsheathed. The evil emperor did not even know what treasure Su Yun had taken out. His entire being was flung out. His shoulder to his abdomen was completely sliced apart. Only the evil spirit link was left. He was instantly heavily injured, and the spirit chi around his body was suppressed by more than half. Plop! The evil emperor fiercely smashed onto the ground. The moment he landed, the ground instantly turned into fine powder. A 6 m deep pit appeared. The vast destructive power exploded out. All the houses around were destroyed. The entire evil emperor palace was like a small boat that was thrown into a storm. It swayed non-stop. The evil emperor staggered up. He was about to counterattack, but upon activating his evil spirit chi, he was startled. He raised his hand and said in shock, "My evil spirit chi, why is my evil spirit chi so weak? What's going on?" The evil emperor raised his eyes to look, only to see two swords flying by Su Yun's side. One was a gray-white sword, the other was a blood-red sword, and in his hand there was a black sword that was releasing dense evil chi. An astonishing and terrifying spirit chi floated out from the sword, as though the entire sky was collapsing. It smashed onto the evil emperor's shoulders. He felt that he could not even raise his head in front of it. What kind of terrifying pressure is that? This sword. The evil emperor opened his eyes wide. The sky started to darken. The evil chi leaking out from the death sword became even more intense. The surrounding temperature dropped frantically, and a layer of ice formed on the ground. Su Yun's arm trembled intensely. The death sword started to move restlessly, as though it was about to leave his hands. But he did not dare let go. Although he had relied on the heavenly crystal and the heavenly demon blood array to raise his cultivation, but he was still unable to completely subdue the sword that had been unsealed. I need to suppress it and use it for myself, Su Yun thought coldly. He clenched his teeth and rushed towards the evil emperor. Now that the great negative yang immortal cannon can no longer be activated, I can only rely on this. I recognize this sword. This is the Sovereign King sword. I never thought that it would actually be in your hands. But it doesn't matter. Today, if you use this sword to kill me, then you are gifting this sword and your life to me. Watch my move. The evil emperor suppressed the fear in his heart and roared loudly. Without holding back, he waved both of his palms towards the sky, and in that moment, 7 gigantic evil spirits appeared in the sky. All of them were brimming with spirit chi. Their copper bell-like eyes stared at Su Yun, and then they suddenly waved their gigantic fists and fiercely smashed down. Evil spirits? Don't you know that the Sovereign King's sword loves to devour evil spirits? Su Yun bellowed. He leaped up and waved the death sword in the air. Whoosh! Like a whirlpool, the 7 evil spirits were all sucked into the sword blade. The evil chi from the death sword became even stronger. Chapter 364. In a quiet bamboo forest, a young girl dressed in light yellow clothes sat upright with her eyes closed in meditation. The young girl was extremely beautiful. Her skin was snow-white, her teeth were white, and her eyes were bright. She had a pair of curved eyebrows above her eyes. Her entire face was natural, as if there was not a single blemish on it. Her figure was exquisite and well-proportioned. What made the man even more excited was that the young girl seemed to be proficient in physical training. Her entire body showed a strange wild nature. Beside her was a cauldron that was emitting green smoke. A weak young girl with a sword and a blade on her back was holding a palm leaf fan, gently fanning the yellow-clothed young girl. "Young miss, young miss." At this moment, a joyful cry sounded from outside the bamboo forest. A maidservant dressed in emerald green clothes quickly walked over with small step. Seeing this, the sword and blade girl quickly put down the huge palm leaf fan in her hand and whispered, "Shaolian, young miss is meditating, don't disturb her." Hearing this, the servant girl immediately covered her mouth, not daring to make a sound. "Shaolian, what's the matter?" At this time, the yellow-clothed young girl opened her beautiful eyes and lightly opened her pink lip. Hearing this, the servant girl respectfully bowed to the young girl and said in a clear voice, "Young miss, young Master Tian he is here." "Cousin Tian he?" The young girl stood up, her eyebrows slightly moving. "Young miss, I heard that young Master Tian he has left the Shao family for decades. I don't know what his cultivation level is now, but it should not be higher than young Mississippi." The sword and blade girl smiled. "Xiao Shui, you don't know, although he is my cousin, he is at least 60 years older than me." "What? 60 years older than you?" Xiao Shui was shocked. What's more, he had a fortuitous encounter a few years ago and entered a paradise. 1 year in the paradise is 1 day in the human world. He cultivated in the paradise for nearly 100 years before coming out. His cultivation level is extremely high, and he is a peerless genius that our Shao family does not see in 100 years. Although I am called the martial goddess, compared to him, I am still inferior. The yellow-clothed young girl, the martial goddess Xiao Chua, said softly. Xiao Shui and Xiao Lian looked at each other, secretly speechless. Then, "Young miss, what is young Master Tian he's cultivation level now?" Xiao Shui asked softly. "I haven't seen him for so many years. How would I know what his cultivation is? But he should at least be in the spirit star realm." After Xiao Chua finished speaking, he turned around and walked out of the bamboo forest. "Follow me to see my cousin." Yes, Mississippi, the three left the bamboo forest. Outside the bamboo forest was an exquisite drawbridge, and on the other side of the drawbridge was a huge pavilion. Mist drifted between the pavilions, making the place look like a fairyland. If one could look down, they would see that the area was filled with such buildings. This was the Shao clan, a clan at the peak of the mountain. When Xiao Chua arrived at the living room, a middle-aged man was chatting with a handsome young man. "Jin you're here. Quickly greet your cousin, Tianha." The middle-aged man chuckled as he spoke to the young girl who had just walked in. The young man turned his head and saw Valkyrie Xiao Chua walking in. His eyes immediately lit up, and he hurriedly walked over, cupped his fists, and saluted, "Cousin Xiao Chua, how have you been?" Xiao Chua sized up the person in front of her. A look of surprise flashed past her eyes. "Cousin Tianhe, your cultivation has actually improved so much." Seeing the surprised look on the young lady's face, a look of pride flashed past the young man's eyes. But he was also surprised. Xiao Chua's cultivation was not as high as his, but she was able to see through his cultivation, which was not simple. "Cousin sister, cousin brother will say something impolite. In the entire Sky Martial continent, I'm afraid not many people are my match." Seems like cousin brother had some fortuitous encounter again? No fortuitous encounter, I just came into contact with some things that the Sky Martial continent does not have. Zhou Tian he smiled. "So that's how it is." Xiao Chua did not ask anything else, her expression was calm. "Jin your cousin brother just returned from the ultimate martial world. This time, he is back. He plans to bring you into the ultimate martial world to train. The sect he is in is recruiting new disciples. Although your cultivation is not enough to enter the ultimate martial world, your talent is unparalleled. If you can stand firm in the ultimate martial world, your future will be limitless. Just then, the middle-aged man spoke. That's right, and the spirit chi in the ultimate martial world is many times stronger than in the sky martial continent. Cultivating there will be twice the results with half the effort. The conditions to enter the ultimate martial world are extremely harsh, but coincidentally, I have recently completed a mission from the sect, and obtained an incredible equipment. With this equipment, you can completely enter the ultimate martial world. How about it, cousin sister? Are you willing to follow cousin brother there? Zhou Tianhe smiled and said. Xiao Chua lowered her eyebrows in thought and did not reply. Jean this is a one-in-a-lifetime opportunity, you must cherish it. If you miss it, you will not have another chance. Father Xiao said sincerely. She raised her head, looked at the two, and after a while, finally nodded, a trace of determination slowly appearing in her eyes. The ultimate martial world, Jean has heard of it. It is said that it is a world filled with experts, geniuses. Since cousin brother has this intention, Xiao Chua will naturally not reject. This is a chance to spar with the strongest people. How can Xiao Chua not cherish it? Just that, will it bring burden to cousin brother? Ha! Cousin sister Xiao Chua is thinking too much. We are one family. How can we talk like this? Zhou Tianhe laughed, then his expression became serious. But cousin sister, you might be wrong. There are indeed many geniuses in the ultimate martial world, but the majority of them are strong martial artists. The lowest requirement to enter the ultimate martial world is to be a spirit star realm cultivator, but there, spirit star realm cultivators are not considered to be outstanding existences. So when you go there, you must definitely cultivate and not interact with others, the people. There are temperamental. If they are not happy, they can destroy you in an instant. So safety is the most important thing, understand? Xiao Chua understands. Good, then go and prepare, we will leave in a day. Boom! A muffled sound came out. The ground split into a pitch-black and gigantic mouth. The mouth was filled with steel teeth. It was sinister and terrifying, straight towards Su Yun. Su Yun calmly threw out the immortal mystical scarlet blood sword. Stepping on it, he flew and rushed towards the evil emperor. Evil fission technique. The evil emperor opened his mouth and spat out a ball of gray spirit chi, striking towards Su Yun. Su Yun raised his hand, and the pitch-black ring on his finger flashed. Reverse yin-yang dragon art. Whoosh! A dragon image shot out from the ring and struck the gray spirit chi, and in that moment, the evil fission technique struck back at the evil emperor. The evil emperor's face changed. He raised his hand to dissipate the technique, but in the next second, a black figure attacked. The evil aura appeared and swept past the evil emperor's eyes. It was the sovereign king's sword. The evil emperor's mind was in a frenzy. He used both his arms to block the evil aura, but it was too late. The evil aura slashed onto his broad chest, tearing out a deep wound. Su Yun took the opportunity and stabbed the sword into his body. Ah! The evil emperor let out a miserable scream. At the same time, the death sword also started to tremble frantically. Buzz 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 buzz, the ear-deafening sword hums came out. The death sword's sword body released a large amount of sawtooth spirit chi. They cut into the evil emperor's body, tearing apart his chi meridians, bones and flesh, and actually started to frantically absorb. The death sword is absorbing the evil emperor? Could it be? Su Yun's face changed. The evil emperor's body quickly shrunk. The evil chi on his body continuously surged into the death sword's sword body, and in a few breaths of time, the evil emperor had completely disappeared, completely devoured by the death sword. A mournful wail gradually spread throughout the entire evil emperor city. A shooting star swept across the sky. A powerful cultivator whose name shook the entire evil realm had died just like that. The death sword stopped. It was no longer trembling. It was no longer hissing. But right at that moment, Su Yun realized that it had changed. Compared to before, it was completely different. The evil emperor was very strong. There was no doubt about it. Even Su Yun, who had activated the heavenly crystal and used the heavenly demon blood array to boost his cultivation, was not his opponent, but in front of the death sword, his strength was useless. Because the death sword specialized in suppressing the evil realm being's evil chi, especially the death sword that had been unsealed, it was extremely strong. Even the spirit demon emperor was defeated by it. How could the evil emperor contend against it? Just that. The death sword could no longer absorb the evil realm beings. The unsealed death sword was already strong enough. Su Yun had to use all his strength to suppress it at all times. It was extremely strenuous, but now that it had devoured the evil emperor's death sword, what kind of power did it have? Just then, the death sword suddenly soared into the sky and started to revolve. It started to tremble again. The entire sword body was like a bowstring, swaying non-stop. Waves of evil energy spread out from the top like a raging wave. Su Yun, what's going on? Ling Qingyu, who was inside the sword sheath, was awoken. She immediately flew out, and upon seeing the scene around her, she was shocked. Where is this? I don't have time to explain to you now. The death sword has absorbed the power of an 8th stage spirit star realm cultivator, and its strength has exploded once again. I might not be able to control it. Su Yun clenched his teeth and said, What? 8th stage spirit star realm? Ling Qingyu was shocked, her face turned pale white, and anxiously said, Then quickly give it up. If you are unable to control the power of this sword, then it will control you, and control you. Quickly give it up. Giving it up is the best choice. But without this sword, how can I fight against the Profound Sky Sect? How can I fight against the sect leader of the Profound Sky Sect? Su Yun clenched his teeth and said, Now, I just need to make it submit to me, and obediently keep it in the sword sheath, then everything will be easy. In truth, when Su Yun had formulated the plan, he had never considered the death sword, since he was not strong enough to control the sword, and if he could use it, he would not use it. But the situation was pressing on him. Although the great negative yang immortal cannon had successfully killed the evil emperor, he still had a chance to revive, which was something that Su Yun did not expect. Revival-type treasures could be said to be rare like national treasures. Such treasures could not be created, and once used, there would be one less. The great negative yang immortal cannon could not be activated, and he could only rely on the death sword. If not, he would definitely die in the hands of the evil emperor. At such a time, why are you still thinking about fighting against the Profound Sky Sect? Protecting your life is more important. Ling Qingyu became anxious and shouted out, I naturally have to protect my life, but I still have one more chance. Su Yun raised his head and looked at the trembling death sword in the sky. A look of determination flashed past his eyes. Suddenly, he waved his hand and controlled the desolator and immortal mystical scarlet blood sword to rush towards the death sword. Following that, the sub-swords in the sword sheath rushed out again, splitting into two and surrounding the death sword. One circle separated and the other closed. 8 parts 8 whole sword formation. Ling Qingyu was startled. Su Yun, what are you doing? Take it back. Su Yun clenched his teeth. He flipped his palm again and took out the great negative yang immortal cannon and imbued it with spirit chi. The great negative yang immortal cannon continued to blossom with a golden light aura. The spirit chi inside surged frantically, and in the blink of an eye, a terrifying destructive force was formed. Su Yun stared straight at the death sword. He activated the great negative yang immortal cannon, then raised his hand and extended it towards the death sword. Ah! An angry roar exploded out. The great negative yang immortal cannon immediately released a terrifying destructive force, directly striking the death sword's sword body. Chapter 365. Last time, he had also subdued the death sword in the same way. Now, he was going to be even stronger. Before the evil emperor revived, Su Yun had already prepared to inject all the energy into the great negative yang immortal cannon, but because of the evil emperor's quick revival, The great negative yang immortal cannon was only lacking the finishing touches before it could be used again. Now that the evil emperor had fallen, Su Yun was completely able to complete the finishing touches and use the great negative yang immortal cannon again. The death sword became even more restless, to the point where Su Yun could no longer sense its existence, as though it had completely separated from him, and was no longer of use to him. The 8 parts 8 hole sword formation that sealed the death sword started to circle around, with a portion attacking and a portion defending, but the death sword did not care at all. The pitch-black sword body started to collide in all directions. Upon being attacked, the ordinary sub-swords would immediately shatter, and the only thing that could stop it were the immortal mystical scarlet blood sword and the desolator, the 2 primal swords. Boom! The great negative yang immortal cannon was unleashed. A ray of blazing gold light shot out from Su Yun's hands, straight towards the death sword that was revolving in the air. The gold light that was brimming with destructive spirit chi was unstoppable. With one strike, it directly smashed apart the 8 parts 8 hole sword formation and fiercely smashed onto the death sword's body. Almost in an instant, the dense evil chi of the death sword was immediately dispersed, and the sword body released a ringing sound. Following that, the sword body swayed, and directly fell from the sky. This move destroyed over 100 sub-swords, but Su Yun did not feel the pinch. The sub-swords were destroyed, but they could still be reborn in the sword sheath. Clang! The death sword smashed onto the ground, as though it had lost all of its strength. It was terrifyingly calm, not moving at all. Su Yun heaved a sigh of relief. He walked over and picked it up and kept it in the sword sheath, but the moment the death sword entered the sword sheath, he immediately fell to the ground. Su Yun, are you all right? Ling Qingyu anxiously helped him up and said anxiously, I'm fine, it's just that I've used the great negative yang immortal cannon twice, and my physical strength is exhausted. When the heavenly crystal's power and the heavenly demon blood array's power dissipates, I might not be able to use profound spirit chi for a period of time. Su Yun said weakly. I'll bring you out of here now. Ling Qingyu said. No, there's no need to rush. Su Yun used all his strength to retrieve the evil sword sect order badge from his waist, and gave it to Ling Qingyu. Qingyu, I will have to trouble you. Use this order badge to contact the sect leader of the evil sword sect, and ask him to quickly enter the evil emperor palace. Alright. Ling Qingyu nodded her head. Without asking anything, she immediately activated it. After the order badge connected, a weak spirit power sounded out in Ling Qingyu's mind. Ling Qingyu did not dare delay, and immediately expressed Su Yun's intentions, and the order badge immediately disconnected. In the next moment, a powerful sword concept enveloped the entire evil emperor palace. A jet-black shooting star flew down from the sky, straight towards him. He smashed through the enchantment of the evil emperor palace, and landed stably. An extremely powerful spirit chi spread out. Ling Qingyu looked over, only to see a white-haired man walking over quickly. Innate sword body? The man looked at Ling Qingyu. He seemed to have sensed something, and said in shock. Ling Qingyu frowned and asked, Su Yun, who is he? The sect leader of the evil sword sect. Don't worry. He won't harm me. Su Yun smiled weakly. Since that's the case, I'll return to the sword sheath first. Ling Qingyu seemed to hate Chen Tianxie, and did not want to stay any longer. With that said, she transformed into a ray of white light and entered Su Yun's sword sheath. Chen Tianxie had been watching from the side, and only after Ling Qingyu left did he come over. Su Yun, who is that lady? Chen Tianxie asked softly. What's wrong? Don't you know that she has the innate sword body? I know about the sword body, but I don't know about the innate sword body, but so what? All right, Master Sect Leader, now it's your turn to give the orders. Su Yun smiled weakly. You've already dealt with the evil emperor? Chen Tianxie asked. Yes. As expected, that intense wail and sorrow was produced when the evil emperor fell. Then, Su Yun, what do you want me to do? Take over the evil emperor palace, Su Yun said weakly. I have killed the evil emperor, and my strength is already exhausted. I am unable to intimidate the experts of the evil emperor palace, but sect leader, you can. The evil realm is a world where the strong preys on the weak. The weak will only listen to the strong. Now you just need to rush out and kill a few experts of the evil emperor palace, then take the evil emperor's order badge and tell them loudly that the evil emperor has been killed by you, and they will submit to you. If anyone is not convinced, you can kill them. Like that, the evil emperor palace will be in your pocket, and the crisis between our two powerhouses will be resolved. No wonder you wanted me to wait outside. If you succeed, you will let me come out to intimidate and subdue the evil emperor palace. If you fail, you will let me cover your retreat. Heh, Su Yun, what a good plan you have. Hurry up, I wonder how the few evil beings outside are doing, but looking at the situation, they won't be able to hold on for long. Chen Tianxia nodded his head. He took out a fragrant pitch-black pill from his storage ring and stuffed it into Su Yun's mouth. Then he turned and flew out. When the pill entered his mouth, Su Yun felt that his weak body had recovered. He did not know what spirit pill it was, but it actually started to nourish his dry qi channels and soothe his tired spirit essences. Just then, Chen Tianxia's voice came out from outside. His voice was like thunder, resonating through the heaven and earth, causing everyone's eardrums to tremble. Evil Emperor Palace, listen up. I am the sect leader of the Evil Sword Sect, Chen Tianxia. Your master, the Evil Emperor, has already been killed by me. Not even his bones are left. All of your souls have been devoured by me. All of you, quickly submit to me, and serve me as your master. As such, I will not kill you, but if there is anyone who is not willing to submit, or has any thoughts of heresy, I will definitely kill you, and turn you into ashes without mercy. With that said, a figure soared into the sky. He waved his hand, and a sharp sword chi soared into the clouds, causing a gigantic vortex to appear in the pitch-black sky of the evil realm, and in the middle of the vortex floated a gigantic and terrifying evil sword. The evil sword was like a pillar in the sky. It was extremely large. The sword tipped directly pierced downwards, smashing into the evil emperor's palace, and in that moment, the palace was split into two. The entire evil emperor palace was completely intimidated by the sword pressure. All of the heroes kneeled down and trembled. All of them hugged their heads and crawled. At that moment, Chen Tianxia was a god. Damn it, what a wastrel! That palace is definitely a powerful cultivation ground. To think that it was split into two by him. Even if you want to act, you can't act like that. Su Yun looked at the palace that was split into two by the gigantic evil sword, and said with pain. Although Chen Tianxia was not as strong as the evil emperor, but he was still the sect leader of the evil sword sect. There was no need to talk about his cultivation. He could easily sweep through the evil emperor palace, and with his display of might, adding the fact that the evil emperor was killed, the entire evil emperor palace was immediately intimidated. The entire evil emperor palace was extremely quiet. No one dared to make a sound. All of the evil beings were looking at the man in the sky. After Su Yun recovered for a while, he tried his best to stand up. He did not have much cultivation left in his body, and the power of the heavenly demon blood array and the heavenly crystal also began to fade. Everyone, don't listen to him! Just then, an ear-piercing scream broke the silence of the evil emperor palace. Everyone, don't listen to this person. He killed Master Evil Emperor, and is the enemy of our evil emperor palace. Now, everyone, let's work together to kill this guy and take revenge for Master Evil Emperor. Right, take revenge for Master Evil Emperor. Another person exclaimed. Everyone looked towards the source of the voice, only to see a group of evil realm people walking out from the crowd. It's Lordly. Desolate evil realm? He's here. Lordly. We greet Lordly. The evil realm people continued to shout out. Some were deep and some were high-pitched voices, causing the entire evil emperor palace to be in an uproar. Desolate evil realm person soared into the sky, his old eyes staring fiercely at the figure in the sky. He roared, "You evil being, you think that by killing Master Evil Emperor, you can rule over our evil emperor palace? Dream on. I don't know what your cultivation is, but our evil emperor palace has millions of people. Killing you is as easy as flipping our palms." With that said, the people below started to clamor again. Master Desolate is a second-stage Spirit Star Realm expert, maybe he can fight against him. That's right, he killed the evil emperor, are we supposed to bow down to him? If that's the case, we will have no dignity. We should just wait and see what happens. Rustling sounds came out. Hearing that, Chen Tianxie frowned. He raised his sharp eyes and looked at Li Liang. "I am the sect leader of the Evil Sword Sect, Chen Tianxie. Who are you?" Li Liang. "All right." Chen Tianxie nodded and suddenly waved his palm. A bead-sized black ball flew out and hit Li Liang. Li Liang's face was solemn as he immediately took out his magic treasure to defend. But just as the evil sphere approached him, the evil sphere exploded, turning into tens of thousands of pitch-black evil swords that attacked Li Liang like a storm. Seeing this, Li Liang's eyes widened and he hurriedly activated his magic treasure. A pitch-black umbrella appeared. The evil sword smashed onto the umbrella, creating a large ripple, causing the umbrella to tremble violently. At this time, a large number of evil souls suddenly rushed out of the evil sword. They grabbed the giant umbrella and tore it apart. In less than a breath's time, the giant umbrella was shattered into pieces. Then, the sky full of evil souls surrounded Li Liang. "Ah!" The shrill scream only lasted for a second before Li Liang was torn into pieces by the countless evil souls. A mass of evil energy floated in the air and dissipated when the wind blew. A second-stage Spirit Star Realm expert was killed just like that. The evil beings below were shocked. "Who else wants to question me?" Chen Tianxie said indifferently. Everyone was startled, the entire place was silent, but after a moment a voice came out. "I am willing to serve you as my lord. Six-armed evil being greets my lord." The one who spoke was the six-armed evil being. Its body was close to 4 m tall, and was like a crane amongst a flock of chickens. With that said, it knelt down. With someone taking the lead, there were others who followed. Many of the hesitant people finally made a decision, and all of the evil beings knelt down. "I am also willing to serve you as my lord. We greet my lord." Slowly, a tsunami of voices came out, no one dared to question, no one dared to oppose. At that moment, Chen Tianxie had finally taken over the entire evil emperor palace. Su Yun heaved a sigh of relief. Chen Tianxie looked around, then turned and landed in front of Su Yun. "Are you all right?" "I'm fine, but I have to congratulate you for becoming the master of the evil emperor palace. Obtaining such a large amount of resources, you can be considered a tyrant of the evil realm." Su Yun laughed. "I am not interested in becoming a tyrant, but I understand one thing: to survive in the evil realm, one must have sufficient strength, if not, it will be hard to stand." Chen Tianxie said indifferently. "That's right." Su Yun nodded his head in agreement. "All right, Su Yun, let the people from the evil king city take over. I will be returning to the evil sword sect." "You're leaving?" Su Yun was startled. "Today, I came here because of your invitation, although the evil emperor palace is rich in resources, but I am not interested in it. I will be the master in name, and help you intimidate the strong evil beings, but the mess in the evil emperor palace, you have to settle it yourself." With that said, Chen Tianxie instantly soared into the sky and announced loudly, "I have devoured the evil emperor, my cultivation has risen greatly, I will be in closed-door cultivation today. All the matters of the evil emperor palace will be handled by the sovereign king of evil king city. If anyone dares to object, I will kill them all without mercy." With that said, Chen Tianxie instantly transformed into a black smoke and flew far into the horizon. So decisive. Chapter 366. The Evil Realm people of Evil King City were still in danger. The majority of them had returned to their own training grounds, and there were not many Evil Realm people walking on the streets, only groups of Evil Realm soldiers patrolling the streets. A few Evil Realm people sat in a small array by the side of the street and looked at the patrolling soldiers. Tomorrow is the day the Evil Emperor Palace will attack Evil King City, right? Why hasn't Master Sovereign King made a move yet? An Evil Realm person said softly. Not only is there no movement, even the experts from the Evil Sword sect are not here yet. Could it be that the news is fake? The Evil Sword sect does not plan to support our Evil King City? If that's the case, then we are in trouble. Compared to the Evil Emperor Palace, our Evil King City pales in comparison. We do not even have the strength to fight back. A few Evil Realm people discussed softly. The entire Evil King City was still in a deathly silence. What bullshit! They actually dare to scold Master Sovereign King here. Men, capture all of them. I want to refine them and make them my dishes. Just then, an enraged voice came out from the side. A few Evil Realm people turned to look, to see a group of people walking over, and the one who spoke was the sturdy Kuang Yuxie wielding his blade. Ah, it's Master Kuang. My lord, we were just spouting nonsense. Please have mercy, please have mercy. The Evil Realm people were so scared that they immediately knelt down and kowtowed. Junior brother, don't be angry, it's just some idle talk, why do you care? Huang Dongzhang, who was by the side, said indifferently. But senior brother, the war is about to begin, and these trash are here to mislead the masses, disturbing the hearts of the masses. How can I not eat them? Just give them a light punishment. Huang Dongzhang said indifferently. Humph, they can be spared from death, but not punishment. Throw them into the frying pan and fry them for an hour. Kuang Yuxie snorted. Yes, master. A few Evil Realm soldiers rushed over and grabbed the Evil Realm people. But at this moment, an evil soldier suddenly rushed toward the other end of the road. Report! Good news! Great news! The evil soldiers roared, their voices were extremely thick, and all the evil people on the street heard it. Kuang Yuxie and Huang Dongzhang turned to look at the evil soldier, only to see the evil soldier kneeling down in front of the two of them, and spoke anxiously. Reporting to the two masters, the Evil Emperor Palace has sent good news. The Evil Sword sect leader Chen Tianxie has personally killed the Evil Emperor Palace master, and has handed over the authority of the Evil Emperor Palace to Master Sovereign King. Currently, our Evil King City has taken over the Evil Emperor Palace. The Evil Emperor is dead. Their voices resounded in all directions like the ringing of an ancient bell, deafening everyone. What? The group of evil people were stunned. The evil being shouted out again. Other than that, Master Ming Nan has already received the news. He has sent this subordinate to inform the two masters, requesting the two masters to quickly head to the Evil Emperor Palace to settle the matter. How is this possible? Kuang Yuxie was startled for a moment, then laughed maniacally. How did the Evil Emperor Palace fall into our Evil King City's hands in the blink of an eye? How was this possible? This must be fake, you must be lying to me. Men, take him down. How dare you make fun of me? Junior brother, this evil being is your trusted aide, how can he lie to you? This must be real. Huang Dongzhang, who was always calm and collected, could not help but shout out loud. How can this be? Kuang Yuxie was still in a daze and did not regain his senses. Huang Dongzhang took a deep breath, then bellowed. We know, quickly spread the news, let all the evil beings in Evil King City know. That's right, at the same time, spread the news to the other powerhouses, the more people know, the better, understand? This subordinate obeys. Good. Huang Dongzhang spoke to the evil beings behind him. We will go back first, deploy our troops, and quickly rush to the Evil Emperor Palace. Yes. The evil beings shouted. Master, what do we do with these people? An evil soldier by the side asked. Are we still going to blow them up? Blow your ass, the evil emperor palace is so big, and we lack manpower. Kuang Yuxie slapped his head and shouted anxiously. All of you, follow me to the evil emperor palace later. Thank you, master, thank you, master. The few evil beings were filled with gratitude, and immediately knelt down and cried. When Ming Nan and the other higher-ups of the evil king city entered the evil emperor palace, they were extremely arrogant. Everyone raised their heads and puffed out their chests. They were extremely arrogant. Huang Dongzhang had repeatedly warned his subordinates to treat the evil beings of the evil emperor palace well, and not to be rash, but his subordinates all listened obediently, and were much more disciplined. When Kuang Yuxie, Huang Dongzhang and the other higher-ups of the evil king city arrived at the evil emperor's palace, there were already a large number of evil realm beings working, and Su Yun was talking to Ming Nan and the rest. We greet Master Sovereign King. Everyone walked over and bowed to Su Yun. All of you rise, Su Yun said. The group of people stood up. With the death of the evil emperor, I will take control of the evil emperor palace, and the strength of the evil king city will soar. All of you will have more resources in your hands, but do not be complacent because of this, and even more so, do not be arrogant. Treat the old subordinates of the evil emperor well, and do your best to make them our trusted aides. Other than that, the news of the evil emperor palace changing owners will spread soon. At that time, there will definitely be almighty beings from other powerhouses coming to investigate. Kuang Yuxie, make preparations, gather all the spirit star realm experts from the evil emperor palace and evil king city. If there are any almighty beings, go and welcome them, and display our strength to intimidate them. If we display too weak, I am afraid that the other almighty beings will attack us and plunder our resources. At that time, it will not be good. The most important thing for us to do in this period of time is to consolidate our work, and do our best to avoid any conflict with the other evil beings. Other than that, Ming Nan, the evil emperor palace's resources are much more abundant than the evil king city. Send people to construct the void doors day and night. Create as many as you can. I will need them in the future, understand? Su Yun spoke of his plan in one breath. Everyone listened with great interest, and their replies were extremely deep. Yes. All right, everyone split up. I will be in closed-door cultivation for the time being. If there are any movements, immediately inform me. Su Yun said. He turned to look at the evil emperor palace that was sliced in half by Chen Tianxie. His heart jumped. He shook his head and left. Arriving at the room that he had prepared beforehand, Su Yun activated his order badge and returned to the Sky Martial Continent. He was still in the profound sky sect, and could not leave the Jade platform for too long, if not it would arouse suspicions. The evil emperor was killed, and the matters of the evil realm had stabilized. Ming Nan and the rest would handle the rest, and he did not need to worry about them. Before Su Yun left, he had specially asked Ming Nan to take inventory of the evil emperor's treasures, but the majority of the treasures had self-destructed after the evil emperor's death, and the remaining treasures were extremely powerful, but were not suitable for him to use. But the evil emperor had many pills, and Su Yun brought them all back to Slice Jade platform. He then took out all of the pills and swallowed them. In the end, he was still an 8th stage spirit star realm cultivator. With such a cultivation in the Sky Martial Continent, he could be considered a peak existence, overlooking everyone else, and the pills he refined were extremely effective. A single 10,000 evil heart pill, refined from 900 different evil beasts' hearts, allowed the evil spirit essences in Su Yun's body to double, and his evil spirit qi greatly increased. In the period of time, Su Yun was extremely busy. He had to go to Feng Lingxing's place to gain enlightenment on the sword in the day, and at night, he had to return to the Jade platform to eat pills. Although he was busy, but his strength was increasing bit by bit, and the feeling made him extremely intoxicated. It was extremely fulfilling. At Feng Lingxing's place, clang! Two swords clashed, causing Su Yun and Feng Lingxing to retreat. Feng Lingxing looked at Su Yun in shock, a look of disbelief in his eyes. You've improved so much in this period of time, your profound spirit qi is actually so dense. Did you have some fortuitous encounter again? I just obtained some good pills. Su Yun laughed. He kept his sword and asked, Do you want them? No need, thank you, I have many of them myself. Oh, I forgot that you're more extravagant than me. Although Feng Lingxing's cultivation had dropped for some reason, his memories were still there, and his knowledge of pill refining techniques was not any lower than the evil emperor. That's right, the Profound Sky sect should be doing something big recently. You might be sent on a mission. Do you want me to help you reject it? If you leave the Profound Sky sect, I will be bored. Feng Lingxing suddenly laughed. Something big? What about it? Su Yun looked at him suspiciously. You don't know? Feng Lingxing glanced at him. Even a person like me, who does not care about anything, knows about it, but you don't. Not long ago, the sect leader personally led our sect's elites to Cheen Creek, to ask for the treasure, through Heaven's Mirror. The Cheen Creek people rejected it, and the sect leader forcefully seized it, heavily injuring a few of Cheen Creek's important officials, and completely offended the Cheen Creek people. I think there will be many conflicts between Cheen Creek and the Profound Sky sect. What? Su Yun was shocked. The sect leader went to Cheen Creek? And to seize the Through Heaven's Mirror? That's right, but I have heard of the Through Heaven's Mirror before. It is said that it is a searching divine tool. With it, any treasure or person in the world can be found quickly. Seems like the Profound Sky sect is looking for someone. Feng Lingxing scratched his chin and said. But Su Yun was still worried. Alright, let's stop here for today, I'll be leaving first. Su Yun was absent-minded, and did not listen to what Feng Lingxing said. He left and headed back to his own jade platform. This guy. Feng Lingxing laughed helplessly. He squinted his eyes as he watched Su Yun leave, and only after a long while did he turn his head to look at the boundless blue sea. On a gigantic island at the easternmost part of the Sky Martial continent, a gigantic door stood in the center of the island. The gigantic door was gold in color, and the inside of the door was sealed by thick and sturdy iron chains. On the door there were two lifelike sculptures of a dragon and a phoenix, but regardless of whether it was the dragon or phoenix, they had no eyes, and no matter how much spirit qi there was, they were all empty. To the left and right of the gigantic door, there were many floating immortal mountains, with the gigantic door as the center. They gently revolved like satellites. But regardless of the immortal mountains, they were all connected by thin threads. And at the bottom of the largest immortal mountain, there was a long flight of stairs floating in the air. The stairs were made of cloth and looked soft and weak, but there were many people stepping on it. Every single one of them was an elegant and lively beauty. That was the location of the Divine Cloud Immortal Palace. Ching Er's face was pale white. Under the lead of a few ladies, she quickly ran towards the Immortal Palace at the center of the Immortal Mountain. Junior sister, you don't have to be afraid. Master is not that kind of person. Even if the Profound Sky sect comes to find you, Master will protect you. Seeing Ching Er's pale white face, the ladies beside her immediately consoled her. Ching Er revealed a smile, but did not say a word. After walking down the long flight of stairs, the few ladies arrived at the top of the Immortal Mountain. In the center of the mountain was an extremely elegant palace, and at the entrance stood two ladies dressed in white robes. When Ching Er and the rest arrived, the ladies blinked at them, indicating for them to enter quickly. They did not dare delay, and immediately entered the palace. Master, junior sister Ching Er is here. The lady walked in, and bowed to the pink-haired young lady seated at the top of the palace, and said respectfully. Chapter 367. There were 2 rows of people sitting in the palace. One of them was made up of females, young and old. Some of them were ordinary-looking, some of them were extremely beautiful. The other row was made up of males and females, but all of them had arrogant expressions, as though they looked down on the entire sect that was made up of females. The leader of the Profound Sky sect also had a head of red hair, but different from Shangguan Meiyang, his hair was blood red. He was the fifth clan elder of the Profound Sky sect, Chang Yu Xie. When the female disciple of the Divine Cloud Immortal Palace walked in, everyone in the Profound Sky sect turned to look at the lady behind her. Su Qing. The eyes of the Profound Sky sect's people flashed with passion. A few of them even secretly activated their profound spirit qi and activated their treasures, but were stopped by Chang Yu Xie. He stood up and spoke to the young lady. "It is that person. I hope that your esteemed sect can quickly hand her over to me so that I can report to the sect leader." Shangguan Meiyang's small mouth raised slightly, revealing a disdainful smile. She jumped down from the chair, with her hands behind her back. She started to walk back and forth. Profound Sky Sect, established 1,000 years ago, with a solid foundation, the sect advocates the law of the jungle. The strong are respected, the capable are supreme. Because of their vast resources, the sect's power has expanded greatly in the recent years, with over 100,000 disciples, claiming to have over 1 million people. In terms of numbers, the Divine Cloud Immortal Palace cannot compare to the Profound Sky sect. Shangguan Meiyang said gently. Hearing that, Chang Yu Xie's face revealed a trace of complacency. He spoke indifferently. "Master Shangguan is overpraising me, this is nothing." "What? I said a few sentences, and you guys want to climb all over me?" Even if the Profound Sky sect is a part of the Sky Martial Continent, in this lord's eyes, you are just a bunch of small fries. Shangguan Meiyang said in disdain. "You." Chang Yu Xie's face immediately turned red. "That's right, what did you say just now? You want me to hand my disciple over to you?" Shangguan Meiyang suddenly said. "That's right." Chang Yu Xie regained his composure and snorted. "Although the Divine Cloud Immortal Palace is not famous, I have heard of it. This time, the Lord has sent me here personally. It can be considered as giving you enough face. Quickly hand Su Qing over to me. I am anxious to return and report to Master." As soon as he finished speaking, the hall immediately fell silent. The disciples all turned to look at Chang Yu Xie, and many of them had astonishment in their eyes. Chang Yu Xie slightly furrowed his brows as he secretly scanned the reactions of the people around him. When he saw the shock in everyone's eyes, he instantly felt that something was amiss. He turned his head to look at Shangguan Meiyang, only to see that she had already stopped walking, and was quietly looking at him with her bright eyes. After a long while, "Is your Profound Sky sect serious?" Shangguan Meiyang's adorable eyebrows twitched as she asked gently. Chang Yu Xie sucked in a deep breath and threw away all the random thoughts in his mind. Could it be that the Divine Cloud Immortal Palace has any objections? If they do, they will bear the consequences. Guards, beat them all back to the first stage of the Spirit Soul Realm, and throw them out of the Immortal Palace. Without waiting for Chang Yu Xie to finish, Shangguan Meiyang immediately cut him off and said softly. When she said that, the faces of the Profound Sky sect's people all turned pale white. In the time it took for a spark to fly off a flint, countless white figures appeared out of nowhere and directly landed beside the Profound Sky sect's people. Large amounts of pure white ribbons wrapped around them like ropes, and no matter how they struggled, they were unable to break free. This was obviously an incredible magic treasure. "What are you doing? You want to start a war with the Profound Sky sect?" Chang Yu Xie roared hysterically. "Start a war? Humph, just a small Profound Sky sect. Do you think this senior is afraid of you?" Shangguan Meiyang did not care at all. "Why you?" Bang! Just then, a white palm fiercely slapped onto Chang Yu Xie's back. A burst of feminine energy flowed through the palm and entered his qi channels, stirring frantically inside. In that moment, his qi channels ruptured, and the burst of energy once again struck his spirit essences, causing them to be crippled, and his cultivation to drop rapidly. Everyone spat out blood, they were in unbearable pain. Such audacity! To actually treat me like that! Chang Yuxie was enraged. He never expected the opponent to be so vicious. Asshole! If you have the guts, kill us! Otherwise, our profound sky sect will trample your divine cloud immortal palace. Another person roared out. Today, you have crippled our cultivation. In the future, we will use your lives to pay for it. Ah! Roars and screams sounded out. Hearing that, Shangguan Mei Yang's face turned as cold as ice. She snorted. You want to die? Very good. This senior will grant your wish. Kill them all. Yes. A clear voice came out, and at the same time, all sorts of flesh-tearing sounds came out in the sacred palace. Qing Er's eyes were wide open. She could not believe what was happening in front of her. Blood splattered everywhere. Broken corpses fell to the ground one by one. The air was filled with a nauseating stench of blood. It was a terrifying scene. But Shangguan Mei Yang did not even frown. Qing Er was dumbstruck. Very quickly, the sacred palace quietened down. A group of people looked at the corpses on the ground calmly. No one was afraid, no one was surprised, other than Qing Er. The people who were sitting in front of them just a moment ago were now cold corpses. Send the corpses back to the profound sky sect. Let those arrogant idiots know the consequences of being arrogant. Also, pass down my orders. Tell the profound sky sect, if they want to touch my divine cloud immortal palace's people, they have to ask this senior first. If they want to fight, then let's fight. With that, Shangguan Mei Yang turned and left. Master! Qing Er's eyes flickered with tears. It had already been a month since the profound sky sect left for the divine cloud immortal palace, but no one had returned, causing Su Yun, who was still in the jade platform, to feel anxious. The divine cloud immortal palace were extremely protective. They would definitely not hand Qing Er over, but who knew what the profound sky sect would do? What if a fight broke out and Qing Er was injured? Su Yun, who was sitting in the house, shook his head and sighed in his heart. Is the sect elite Sly here? Just then, a voice came out from outside the jade platform. Su Yun stood up and walked out of the jade platform, only to see a disciple dressed in yellow armor. Sect elite Sly, listen up. Quickly head to the mighty sky Jade Island. Gather and await orders. The Lord has something to say. Mighty sky Jade Island? Could it be the Jade Island where the sect leader of the profound sky sect is at? Su Yun's heart jumped. A look of passion flashed past his eyes. Am I finally going to see the mastermind? Sly, why aren't you receiving the orders? Sly obeys. Su Yun called out, and the disciple then left anxiously. He returned to the house and paced around it a few times, feeling a little apprehensive. The heavenly scale divine eye's disguise was fine against elite disciples or even clan elders, but against a sect leader, it might not work. Sly's disguise was truly powerful. The shapeshift bone piece was able to imitate spirit chi to confuse people, causing them to be unable to sense his true identity. But who knew if it would be effective against the sect leader of the profound sky sect? That's right. Su Yun suddenly thought of something. A light flashed past his mind, and he took out the Limitless Sword Arts from his storage ring. The Sword Arts also had the ability to conceal spirit chi, and with it on him, he would be absolutely safe. He took a deep breath, walked out of the jade platform and flew up. When he was flying, he realized that it was not only him. The sect leader of the profound sky sect seemed to have gathered all the elites of the sect, and many of them were rushing towards the gigantic Jade Island. Not long later, Su Yun reached the Jade Island. At the moment, the Jade Island was bustling with activity. There were close to 1,000 people, but no one spoke. Everyone found a place and stood quietly. Although there were many people, the entire place was terrifyingly quiet. The Jade Island was huge, and there was an incomparably huge array drawn on it. Around the Jade Island there were many silver pillars. At the end of the Jade Island there was an altar, and in front of the altar stood a person. This person's back was facing everyone, and on both sides of this person there were 2 statues of giants that could support the sky. Su Yun stood at the back of the group, looking at them. He realized that out of the 1,000 people, the weakest were at the 10th stage of the spirit-soul realm, while the rest were at the first stage of the spirit-star realm. Seeing that, Su Yun was truly shocked. Didn't they say that the Profound Sky sect only have 5 clan elders and a few elites that were at the spirit-star realm? Why are there so many people at the spirit-star realm? He glanced at the attire of the first stage Spirit Star Realm cultivators, only to see that they were all dressed in the same uniform, with red order badges hanging on their waists. They were not clan elder badges, nor were they elite badges. Who are they? Is everyone here? At this time, the figure on the altar slowly asked in a low voice. Everyone is here. An old man with a walking stick said respectfully. Very good. The figure did not turn around, and Su Yun could not see his appearance, but he raised his hand and bellowed, "Bring them up." With that said, a few sect elites used chi as beds, and carried a few badly mutilated corpses up the Jade Island. The corpses were thrown to the side of the altar, causing everyone on the Jade Island to look at the corpses. Clan Elder Chong. That's the elite Huang Xian. What's going on? How did Clan Elder Chong die? Who did this? The quiet Jade Island was in an uproar. The questioning and angry voices were like waves, wave after wave, without end. The figure did not speak, but the old man with the walking stick turned around and spoke to the experts of the Profound Sky sect. A few days ago, Clan Elder Chong received orders from the sect leader to visit the Divine Cloud Immortal Palace in the Eastern Sea, to request for our Profound Sky sect's wanted criminal Su Qing. But who would have thought that not only did the Divine Cloud Immortal Palace reject Clan Elder Chang's request, they even acted viciously, and harmed Clan Elder Chong and his men. The Divine Cloud Immortal Palace even spoke arrogant words, saying that they do not place my Profound Sky sect in their eyes, and are targeting this matter. The Lord has gathered everyone here, to discuss with everyone on how to handle the Divine Cloud Immortal Palace. As soon as the old man finished speaking, the entire place fell silent. No one made a sound. The quiet atmosphere caused Su Yun to feel uncomfortable, but from the old man's words, Su Yun managed to gain some information. Although the Divine Cloud Immortal Palace was powerful, the Profound Sky sect did not seem to be willing to give up, and their determination to capture Qing was extremely firm. We are willing to listen to the Lord's instructions. If the Lord wants to fight, we will definitely lead the charge. Just then, a few elites suddenly knelt down on one knee and cupped their fists and shouted. With them kneeling down, everyone around immediately responded and started to shout. Chapter 368. Su Yun did not know if they were truly fanatical or just putting on an act, but from their eyes, he could tell that they were truly sincere. Is this the charisma of the Profound Sky sect's Lord? Su Yun thought in his mind. Most of the people present had already expressed their support for the Lord, but none of them stood out to express their opinions, allowing the Lord to make the decision. It was not a discussion, but a declaration. Su Yun felt that there was something fishy going on. Of course, what surprised Su Yun even more was the Divine Cloud Immortal Palace's actions. Chang Yuxie and the rest actually lost their lives after going there. Seems like Qing is safe for now. Very good. Very good, very good. Just then, the man on the altar spoke out again. His deep voice had a strange magnetism to it, causing people to not dare to speak. Divine Cloud Immortal Palace is just a small mountain sect. I have never heard of it, and do not know where it came from. To actually provoke our Profound Sky sect, they are truly seeking death. Against such a sect, we cannot be soft. When it is time to make a move, we must be ruthless. However, Clan Elder Chong is still the 5th clan elder of our Profound Sky sect. He is powerful, but when he went to the Profound Sky sect, he was killed. It shows that the Divine Cloud Immortal Palace has capable people. Although my Profound Sky sect is not afraid, we cannot be careless. Su Qing is someone that my Profound Sky sect must obtain. Regardless of who is protecting her, They must be eradicated. From today onwards, the Profound Sky sect will enter the first level of alert. The formation is almost complete. We do not have much time. We will start pressuring the Divine Cloud Immortal Palace, and force them to hand over Su Qing. If they are still stubborn, we will uproot the entire sect. The man's voice became colder and colder, and more determined. With that said, the Jade Island released a tsunami of shouts. Yes! Ku Jin Ming! The man shouted. Lord Jin Ming is here. Lead 10 of your sect's elites, and go to the Divine Cloud Immortal Palace to sound them out, and ask for their attitude. If they are still not willing to hand over Su Qing, then leave this letter of challenge to them. As the figure spoke, the old man below took out a blood-red cultivation paper and walked towards Ku Jin Ming, handing the cultivation paper over to him. Ku Jin Ming looked at the paper, then cupped his fists and shouted, Jin Ming will definitely complete this mission. And the silhouette nodded and raised his hand. We will stop half of the sect's missions and focus on dealing with the Divine Cloud Immortal Palace. Go back and prepare. Yes, Venerable One. Everyone cheered again. Then, they left the Jade Island in an orderly manner and flew towards their own jade platforms. Su Yun was extremely worried. His eyes secretly glanced at the back of the figure on the altar. However, what made him feel strange was that even though the sect's elites and elders had left one after another, none of the people who wore the blood-red tokens left. They still stood on the Jade Island like statues, as if this was their place of cultivation. What kind of existences were these people? Su Yun squinted his eyes, and after most of the people had left, he immediately left the Jade Island. Returning to the room on the jade platform, Su Yun sat down cross-legged and started to think. In today's gathering on the Jade Island, the Profound Sky sect had gathered many experts. Without a doubt, the Profound Sky sect's strength was unquestionable. With so many Spirit Star Realm experts, it was not something the other sects could imagine, and even the Evil Sword sect might not be able to contend against them. But if the Evil Emperor Palace, Evil King City and the Evil Sword sect were added together, it would be enough to suppress the Profound Sky sect. Just that. It was a problem for the Evil Realm beings to enter the Sky Martial Continent. The Void Door could only send 2 people a day, and even if they built a few more, it would be useless. If the Void Door was not restricted, Su Yun would definitely leave the Profound Sky sect on the spot and summon the army to surround and annihilate the entire sect. Now that the Profound Sky sect wanted to take action against the Divine Cloud Immortal Palace, although the Divine Cloud Immortal Palace was powerful, and the Profound Sky sect might not be able to do anything, but Su Yun did not dare guarantee that the Profound Sky sect would not have any other methods. I need to do something. His mind was racing. Suddenly, he thought of something. He took out the Evil King badge and contacted Ming Nan and the rest. Master! From today onwards, send 2 9th stage Spirit Soul Realm experts over here every day. Yes. Mist lingered around the Immortal Sword Mountain peak. A young girl dressed in fiery red robes walked step by step up the long flight of stairs. The girl had an exquisite face, long hair that reached her waist, and 2 white fluffy fox ears on top of her head. She looked exceptionally cute, and on her perky buttocks, there was also a huge, pure white fox tail swaying. When the young girl walked to the entrance of the Immortal Sword sect, she glanced at the 2 disciples at the entrance and shouted, "The 2 of you, quickly go and find your clan elder Long, tell her, someone is here to challenge the sect." Challenge the sect? The 2 disciples looked at each other, their heads filled with perspiration. This is not a martial arts school. What is there to challenge? Oh, it's the same thing. I am here to challenge. Yes, challenge. Don't be so long-winded, quickly pass the message. Who are you? One of the disciples asked. Hu Qianmei. Hu Qianmei. Have you heard of it before? Never heard of it. The 2 disciples conversed softly. It's fine if you haven't heard of it. It's not too late to hear of it now. The young girl smiled, and suddenly pulled out the blood-red short sword from her waist, and waved it towards the mountain. Bang! A gigantic blood-red sword chi flew out, instantly slicing the mountain into pieces. Seeing that, the two disciples were frightened to the point of losing 6 of their souls, and immediately ran inside. Heh! Hu Qianmei's small mouth raised, her charming peach blossom eyes curved into crescent moons. Ever since she had separated from Su Yun, she had been wholeheartedly cultivating. The benefits from the Dragon and Phoenix Pillar and the increased talent from Su Yun's dual cultivation allowed her to achieve twice the results with half the effort on her cultivation path. Furthermore, Hu Qianmei was surprised to discover that as time passed, her talent was slowly growing, and her comprehension towards cultivation had also increased by leaps and bounds. After thinking about it, she thought that it had something to do with Su Yun. Currently, she was already at the first stage of the Spirit Star realm, and was about to step past the peak and enter the second stage, but she did not know what Su Yun's current cultivation was. That guy, where is he now? Hu Qianmei muttered. A trace of confusion surfaced in her eyes, but she quickly shook her head, and did not think about Su Yun. It's better to get down to business first. After a moment, a sharp sword concept flew out from the sky. Hu Qianmei raised her head to look, only to see Long Xianli stepping on her snow-white sword, flying over quickly. Yo, junior sister, long time no see. You're getting more and more beautiful, like a fairy. Hu Qianmei said while smiling. Long Xianli's feet tapped lightly, and like a feather, she landed on the ground. After keeping her sword, she looked at Hu Qianmei indifferently. Senior sister, why are you here? Of course I'm here to challenge. With who? You. Hearing that, Long Xianli frowned. But it's not an ordinary challenge, there are conditions. Hu Qianmei laughed. Now that the Minging sect has declined, I do not have any resources to use, so I urgently need some cultivation resources. Today, I am here to challenge you. If I win, your Immortal Sword sect will provide me with some cultivation resources. If you win, there will be no benefit. Senior sister, do you think I will accept such a challenge? Long Xianli frowned and said. It doesn't matter if you don't accept it, then I can only go to other places to find cultivation resources, but my mouth is very powerful. When I walk around the Sky Martial continent, I will definitely talk nonsense. The people of the Immortal Sword sect are afraid to fight. The Immortal Sword sect's Imperial Sword technique has declined. I will not talk nonsense about such things, junior sister, don't worry. Hu Qianmei said while grinning. You. Long Xianli was immediately flustered, her small face flushed red. Long Xianli could not care about anything, but she could not allow anyone to ruin the reputation of the Immortal Sword sect. After all, this was the place she grew up in. This was her weakness. Whether it was Long Xianli or Hu Qianmei, they both knew. What? Hu Qianmei suddenly sneered. Could it be that I have left the Immortal Sword sect for so long, and your cultivation is not as good as mine? Truly pitiful, junior sister. Could it be that you only have this much potential? Or have you been slacking off in the Immortal Sword sect during this period of time? All right, since that's the case, then forget it, I won't force you. Hu Qianmei shrugged her shoulders, she shook her snow-white tail and turned to leave. Long Xianli clenched her teeth, she looked around, and saw that there were many disciples inside the Immortal Sword sect looking over. It was obvious that the two disciples had spread the news of Hu Qianmei's challenge. Stop! Long Xianli retracted her gaze and bellowed. Junior sister, you're still so rash. Hu Qianmei's mouth raised into a crafty smile. Voila! Circles of evil chi floated above a barren mountain. Following that, 7 evil realm beings appeared. Su Yun raised his eyes and looked around. They were all 10th stage spirit soul realm existences, and were considered experts in the Sky Martial continent. Some of the evil realm beings came from the evil king city, and some came from the evil emperor palace. All of them had the same order badge hanging on their waists, and most of their equipment were the same. We greet Master Sovereign King. The 7 evil realm beings all knelt down in front of Su Yun. Stand up. Thank you, Master. Su Yun nodded his head, his gaze sweeping across all of them, then asked, Did Ming Nan prepare the treasures for all of you? Reporting to Master, we have already prepared the treasures to conceal our spirit chi and disguise treasures. The leader of the evil realm being said, he was called Xie and was the leader of the group. Su Yun did not dare to let Ming Nan send Spirit Star Realm experts, because their spirit chi was too strong, and there were no treasures that could conceal their Spirit Star Realm chi in the evil Emperor Palace's treasury. He took off the necklace on his neck and linked it to Great Obscure. Give me a list of the powerhouses and sects that are closely related to the Profound Sky sect. I need to use it now. No problem, Master. I will give it to you. You can record it down now. Great Obscure laughed. Every time Su Yun requested for information, he would always ask for strange information, but he never asked about it. Great Obscure recited one by one, and Su Yun would report one by one. Very quickly, a total of 27 powerhouses and sects came out from Su Yun's mouth, and Xie and the rest all memorized the names of the sections. Remember, be careful when using these treasures. Do things beautifully and do not reveal your true identities. Do you understand? Understood. Very good, all of you can move now. Chapter 369. The Profound Sky sect was determined to obtain Qing the Divine Cloud Immortal Palace was a hidden sect that rarely revealed themselves, and the Profound Sky sect did not know much about them. But regardless of whether the Divine Cloud Immortal Palace was strong or weak, the Profound Sky sect lord would definitely not give up. Without Qing their years of hard work would all be wasted. Ku Jinming had already left the Profound Sky sect and was heading towards the Divine Cloud Immortal Palace, intending to carry out one last negotiation. If he was carried back, the Profound Sky sect would not hesitate to pay any price to attack the Divine Cloud Immortal Palace. If he did not know about the Profound Sky sect in the past, Su Yun would not be worried, but now, he felt uneasy, since he did not know the strength of the Divine Cloud Immortal Palace, and if they could fight against the Profound Sky sect. Because of this worry, Su Yun asked Ming Nan to send over 7 powerful evil realm beings. With the evil realm people handling the matter, there should not be a problem. He himself would either train at the Jade Platform or train with Feng Lingxing, quietly waiting for Ku Jinming's result. Xiangyun Town was a small town not far from the Sky Crest Mountain. There was a school on the mountain called the Sky Crest Sect. Although it was not a super large school, it was quite famous in this generation, with close to 100,000 disciples. However, the Sky Crest Sect's fame wasn't just positive, it was the opposite. It was said that the people of the Sky Crest School were all focused on cultivation, and the elders of the school rarely restricted the disciples. As a result, many of the disciples had caused disturbances to the people, and often caused the people to complain. Inside Xiangyun Town, a group of disciples smilingly walked to the front of the shops on the main street of the town. They stretched out their hands towards the shopkeeper and asked for spirit coins, which was called protection fee. Shopkeeper, if it wasn't for our Sky Crest School, your Xiangyun Town would have already been destroyed by the beasts on the mountain. It's not too much for us to charge you some protection fees, right? A disciple wearing a green hat said to the shopkeeper with a face full of smiles. The shopkeeper's face turned ugly, but he was just an ordinary citizen. How could he contend against these spirit cultivators? Helpless, he could only take out the spirit coins. After receiving the spirit coins, the smile in the man's eyes became even brighter. He immediately waved his hand and shouted to his companions outside, "Let's go to the next house. Haha, with spirit coins we can buy better materials and elixirs. I can save up some money for my breakthrough. This money is really easy to earn." These disciples were laughing and joking as they walked in the middle of the street. There were a total of 9 of them, and in the middle of them was a carriage pulled by a purple-horned beast, and on the carriage were a few large boxes. Bystanders could tell at a glance that these disciples were ordered by the sect to carry out an escort mission. Once they were done with this shop, they would immediately move on to the next one. Regardless of whether the shop was open or not, everyone would have to pay their fees. Truly despicable. When the people in the tavern on the side of the street saw the Sky Peak sect's disciples that were like jackals and wolves, they immediately started discussing. This group of bastards, most of them are only spirit intermediate disciples, how can they be so lawless? Spirit cultivators are not allowed to disturb the citizens. Isn't this the rule of the continent since ancient times? No. I'm going to teach them a lesson. Hey, don't be rash. Don't mess around. What? I am a 10th stage spirit intermediate disciple. How could I be afraid of them? In terms of strength, you definitely have no problem, but if you go, you will offend the Sky Crest sect. What do you mean by that? Could it be that the Sky Peak sect was encouraging their disciples to collect protection fees? Since when has the Sky Crest sect fallen to such a state? The Sky Crest sect has not fallen, it's just that they have a few black sheep. Let me tell you, these disciples will only come out to carry out sect missions, and they will only collect protection fees when they are carrying out sect missions. If you touch them, they will immediately return to the sect, and report to the higher-ups that you are greedy for the sect's resources that they are escorting. That's why you made a move on them, and like that, you will be listed in the Sky Crest sect's wanted list. Isn't this the guilty party complaining first? There's nothing we can do about it. The Sky Crest sect's people are extremely protective, and the higher-ups are all focused on training, and do not care about worldly matters. Xiangyun Town's people have gone to report to the Sky Crest sect many times, but to no avail. The Sky Crest sect's people do not care, and everyone can only endure it. Damn it! Sigh, just pretend we didn't see it. The people in the tavern discussed in low voices. The laughter and helpless sighs outside continued to sound out. Just then, a gust of wind blew into the small town. Following that, a pitch-black mist enveloped over. What's going on? The people in the small town looked at the mist strangely. A few of the Sky Crest sect's disciples became cautious, and looked around. There seems to be a situation, everyone be careful. This chi is so cold, what is this chi? Is it a mist? How can there be a black mist? Just when everyone was confused, a few pitch-black figures suddenly walked out from the black mist. They were all dressed in pitch-black cloaks, with black face masks on. No one could tell if they were humans or ghosts, but their eyes were burning with black flames. It was extremely scary. There are a few spirit cultivators with good aptitudes here. Let's use them as sacrifices. The leader said softly. All right. The others nodded and dashed towards these people. Ah, it's the evil realm beings. The Sky Crest sect people were shocked. Evil realm beings? Why would the evil realm beings appear here? That's impossible. They seem to have their eyes on us. Senior brother, what do we do now? The disciples of the Sky Crest sect were all frightened, all of them gathered together, their eyes filled with fear as they looked at the evil realm beings walking towards them. Seeing that, the disciple wearing the green hat boldly rushed to the residents of the small town and the spirit cultivators in the tavern and shouted, "The evil realm beings are invading, everyone join forces with me, and fight against the evil realm beings." But, the people were just panicking and running, screaming, no one cared about their lives. Maybe even if everyone had the ability to help them, they would not do so, since these people had paid the protection fee, they were the ones being protected. Seeing that no one was helping, the disciples' hearts turned cold, they were in despair. Alright, stop struggling. The few evil realm beings laughed coldly and walked over. A 10th stage spirit soul realm expert against a group of spirit intermediate disciples was like an adult against an ant. The difference in strength was too big. Dong 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 dong. A large group of purple-horned beasts rushed down from the Sky Crest Mountain, straight towards the small town. Their speed was extremely fast. There were about 100 of them, and very quickly, they reached the messy small town. The streets of the small town were empty, because of the appearance of the evil realm beings. A majority of the residents ran to the Sky Crest Mountain, seeking protection from the Sky Crest sect, and the higher-ups of the Sky Crest sect also received the news. The appearance of the evil realm beings was not a small matter. No matter how much they cultivated, they had to come out and handle the matter. If not, there would be endless trouble. Have you contacted the outer sect disciples? A middle-aged man riding on a Chilan beast asked the few older disciples beside him. We have already lost contact. I'm afraid it's most likely. The disciple beside him lowered his head halfway through his sentence. Humph! The middle-aged man's face was extremely ugly. He looked around the messy streets, his gaze landing on the carriages in the middle that were supposed to be escorted by the disciples, only to see that the carriages were filled with signs of fighting. 2 of the carriages were flipped over, the ground was filled with holes, and the houses at the side were already in ruins from the fire and spirit force. Do you know what cultivation level the evil realm beings are at? The middle-aged man asked. When the evil realm beings appeared, the people in the small town only cared about running for their lives, so they were unable to provide us with much information. The disciple said. The middle-aged man's eyes became hazy. We are protecting Xiangyun town, giving the people here a stable life, but in the end, our people are in trouble, and they only care about their own lives. Damn it! Pass down my orders, bring all the people of Xiangyun town into the spirit vein mine, regardless of gender, age or gender, all of them are to work there. The time limit is 1 year. If they do not finish their work, they are not allowed to leave the mine. Yes. Send people to look for clues. The middle-aged man said again. Yes. 10 disciples walked towards the carriages and started to look around, recording down all the suspicious things they saw. Clan Elder. Just then, a disciple suddenly exclaimed out. The middle-aged man was shocked, and anxiously rode on his Chilan beast and ran over. The disciple squatted in front of a broken barrier, his fingers flipping through the ruins in front of the barrier. There were many blade scars, all of which were caused by the Sky Crest sect's Sky Crest blade technique. The disciple then picked up a piece of clothing from the ruins. The piece seemed to have been accidentally cut off by the blade chi, but the 2 golden words could still be clearly seen. The middle-aged man took the piece and stared at the words on it, his face extremely ugly. Profound Sky. Don't tell me the evil realm beings have snuck into the Profound Sky sect? Snuck into the Profound Sky sect? What does the Profound Sky sect have that is worth the effort of the evil realm beings to sneak in? Furthermore, the Profound Sky sect is such a big sect. How can they sneak in so easily? If you say that they sneaked in, I am more willing to believe that the Profound Sky sect is colluding with the evil realm beings. The disciples all discussed softly. The middle-aged man did not say anything, but the anger in his eyes had already expressed his position. All of you continue to investigate. I will return to the sect and inform the sect leader, and let him go to the Profound Sky sect to seek an explanation for us. With that, the middle-aged man turned and flew towards the Sky Crest sect. At the quiet valley entrance, 4 disciples from the luminescent dragon pavilion rode on their purple-horned beasts and quickly passed through the valley entrance. They had just finished their training in the sect and were on their way back to the luminescent dragon pavilion. The luminescent dragon pavilion was different from the Sky Crest sect. The disciples in the pavilion were more simple and honest. Their pace was faster, but all of their faces were filled with exhaustion. But thinking about how they were about to reach the sect, they did not rest for a moment. Above the valley entrance, 2 pitch-black evil figures were quietly watching these people. Remember, everything will go according to plan. No problem, let's begin. All right. The 2 evil figures communicated with each other, then leapt up and jumped down the valley entrance, landing in front of the 4 luminescent dragon pavilion disciples. Who is it? The 4 luminescent dragon pavilion disciples all got down from their purple-horned beasts and took out their treasures, looking at the 2 people who had suddenly appeared. Hee, you can't even differentiate evil chi. The people of Sky Martial Continent are truly stupid. One of the figures released a bone-chilling laugh. evil realm beings? The 4 disciples jumped in fright. Just then, the other evil realm being released his might. He raised his sharp and large hand and released a few evil chi that struck the bodies of the disciples. In a moment, the 4 luminescent dragon pavilion disciples all fell to the ground, instantly losing their ability to fight. Bring them to the array formation point. All right. With that, the 2 evil realm beings carried 2 disciples each and quickly left the valley entrance. Chapter 370. After an unknown period of time, the few disciples woke up one by one. They looked around and realized that they were tied up by a pitch-black rope. Both their hands were tied behind their back. The situation caused the disciples to be shocked. They were surrounded by dense evil chi. Everyone seemed to be on a cliff, and below the cliff was a rapid river. Ordinary people would definitely die if they jumped down, and spirit cultivators would be injured even if they did not use spirit chi. And on the cliff, there was a gigantic evil array that emitted a nauseating stench. On the other side of the evil array, an evil being was carefully drawing out the incomplete parts, and beside him was another evil being, who seemed to be assisting him. Junior brother, junior sister, are you guys awake? The first young man who woke up asked the man and woman beside him. Senior brother, we are awake. Senior brother, are these 2 evil beings? What are they doing? The young lady beside him was trembling. She was extremely afraid. I don't know. The man who was addressed as senior brother shook his head. They don't seem to have noticed that we are awake. Senior brother, we are not their match. When they are not paying attention, let's quickly run. Yes. The man who was addressed as senior brother said softly, Can everyone use spirit chi? My body has recovered by half. Using spirit chi is no problem. That's good. The senior brother nodded his head. He looked at the 2 evil beings. Seeing that their backs were still facing him, he said, Let's start now. Use spirit chi to cut this rope. I see that although this rope is thick and sturdy, it is a treasure, but its grade is not high. We need to be careful and not be discovered by them. In the time it takes for an incense stick to burn, we should be able to cut it. After that, we will immediately jump down the cliff and use spirit chi to escape, understand? Understood. Good, let's begin. The senior brother said softly, and then the 4 disciples of the luminescent dragon pavilion all activated their spirit chi, and started to cut the rope that bound them. The evil beings on the other side did not seem to realize that the 4 of them had awoken, and continued to do what they were doing, while the 4 of them had their hearts in their throats, perspiration dripping down their faces, and carefully made small movements. Hey, big brother, why do we evil beings want to cooperate with the profound sky sect? We don't care about that third-rate sect at all. Just then, the evil realm person suddenly spoke, shocking the 4 of them. Just now, what did the evil being say? The profound sky sect is actually cooperating with the evil beings. The 4 of them looked at each other and saw the surprise in each other's eyes. What do you know? If our evil realm wants to invade the Sky Martial Continent, we need to have a foothold, and the profound sky sect will be our foothold. Now that we have a large number of experts acting as profound sky sect people, no one will be able to guess that we are evil realm beings, and at that time, we will need to rely on the profound sky sect to plunder the resources of the Sky Martial Continent. But isn't he also using us? We helped him eliminate so many enemies. In the end, we didn't even get much benefits. Oh right, which sect does the profound sky sect want us to deal with? I heard from Master, it is a sect called Luminescent Dragon Pavilion. The luminescent dragon crystal in the luminescent dragon pavilion has the ability to amplify the destructive power of profound spirit chi, and the sect leader of the profound sky sect has been drooling over this treasure for a long time. But because the luminescent dragon pavilion and the profound sky sect have a good relationship, the profound sky sect cannot take action, so they want us to do it for them. Now, Master has already drawn up a plan, and in a few days, we will trample the luminescent dragon pavilion and take the luminescent dragon crystal. The evil being who was drawing the array spoke out. The two evil beings continued to talk nonsense, but the conversation between the two was clearly heard by the four of them. The four of them were already trembling in fear, their backs perspiring in cold sweat. None of them had thought that the luminescent dragon pavilion would meet with such a calamity. Plop! Just then, a crisp sound came out. The two evil beings were startled. They turned to look, only to see the four of them cutting the ropes and rushing towards the cliff. Not good. The sacrifice is escaping. Quickly chase! The two evil beings shouted. But the four of them were already falling down the cliff, and very quickly they disappeared. The two evil beings did not jump down, but stood at the edge of the cliff, and looked down at the rapid flow of the river, causing 4 splashes. One of the evil beings took down the order badge on his waist, and activated his evil spirit chi to activate it. Master, the luminescent dragon pavilion has been settled. I believe the disciples of the luminescent dragon pavilion will immediately send the news back to the sect. You've worked hard. Since the luminescent dragon pavilion is done, quickly move on to the next sect, and do your best to finish before the divine cloud immortal palace. At the same time, try not to attract the attention of the profound sky sect. Yes, Master. Ripples appeared on the blue sea. In the open space near the coast, 2 figures were intertwining with each other at a high speed. Circles of strong and vast sword shadows were wantonly circling around. The terrifying sword intent shattered the surrounding rocks into pieces and swept them into the sea, raising layers of waves. The two of them fought for close to an hour before stopping. Feng Lingxing's footsteps were light and he landed stably on the ground, while Su Yun also landed quickly. Different from Feng Lingxing's lightness, Su Yun's movements were extremely tyrannical, directly landing on the ground, causing the ground to tremble, the power transmitted to the surface of the sea, causing waves to form again. You're just 1 step away from entering the 4th stage of the Spirit Star Realm. Feng Lingxing smiled and said. But this last step is extremely difficult. After entering the Spirit Star Realm, every single stage requires a lot of time. If I do not have any fortuitous encounters, I'm afraid it will be difficult for me to break through in a short period of time. Su Yun placed down the immortal mystical scarlet blood sword in his hand and sighed. Who said that I need fortuitous encounters to break through? Feng Lingxing shook his head and chuckled. Actually, other than fortuitous encounters, there are many other ways for you to break through easily. Do you want me to teach you one? Hearing that, Su Yun's eyes lit up. He said, Feng Lingxing, quickly tell me, what method do you have? It's simple, you just have to force yourself to your limits. Once a person's potential is completely unleashed, they will not be far from breaking through. Why is it that the higher the cultivation, the harder it is to break through? That is because the higher the cultivation, the greater the potential, and if the potential is not unleashed, then naturally you will not be able to break through. Then how do I unleash my potential? The simplest and most direct method is to fight with people stronger than you. Haven't I always been fighting with you? I am not referring to the method of sparring, but a life and death battle. Feng Lingxing laughed. A life and death battle? Su Yun frowned. Only in the life and death battle can a person's potential be forced out. You blindly train and gain enlightenment on the sword. It is extremely difficult for you to break through. Regardless of whether it is training or gaining enlightenment on the sword, it is only a matter of familiarity and technique training. It is of no help to unearth a person's potential. Hearing that, Su Yun scratched his chin and started to ponder. Su Yun had experienced many life and death battles, but without question, every single time, he had relied on the power of his treasures to win, and luck played a huge part in it as well. There were very few battles where he truly relied on his own strength to fight, so he did not understand his own potential. I understand now. Su Yun took a deep breath and stood up to leave. Feng Lingxing looked at Su Yun's back with a smile, a trace of loneliness flashing past his eyes. 3 days later. Ku Jinming sent people to return to the Profound Skies sect to report the Divine Cloud Immortal Palace's reply. Just like Chang Yuxie, Ku Jinming's words did not have any effect, but instead angered Shangguan Meiyang and was almost killed. Ku Jinming's attitude was already good, but to convey the sect leader's words, he had no choice but to offend them. Luckily, Ku Jinming and the rest maintained a humble attitude, so Shangguan Meiyang did not act recklessly. But the Divine Cloud Immortal Palace's attitude was clear. No matter what, they would not hand Su Qing over. No one knew what trump card the Divine Cloud Immortal Palace had to fight against the Profound Sky sect, but seeing how fearless Shangguan Meiyang was, they knew that the Divine Cloud Immortal Palace was not simple. In front of the enchantment mountain outside the Profound Sky sect, a man wearing a mask quickly flew over, and when he neared the enchantment, a few disciples who were guarding the mountain came out. "Please show me your order badge." A disciple spoke to the man. When the order badge was taken out, the disciple looked at it and immediately cupped his fists. "So it's Master Sly. This subordinate will immediately open the enchantment, and respectfully send Master Sly off." Quickly open the enchantment. Sly, who was Su Yun, took the order badge and said indifferently, "Yes." Rumble, 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 the enchantment opened, and Su Yun immediately passed through it and rushed out. After leaving the Profound Sky sect for a few li, Su Yun took out the shadow necklace and contacted Great Obscure. "Did you find anything? Which direction did Ku Jinming go, and roughly when will he return to the Profound Sky sect? Do you know?" Reporting to Master, "We have already found out from the disciple who passed the message. Ku Jinming will return to the Profound Sky sect from the southeast direction. Ku Jinming is a 4th stage Spirit Star Realm cultivator. This subordinate does not know his speed, and is unable to predict the exact time, but I reckon that he should be arriving soon." "Good. You've worked hard." Su Yun placed the necklace down, and after finding the direction, he immediately activated his spirit chi and flew. It was extremely difficult to find someone stronger than him to engage in a life-and-death battle. After all, Spirit Star Realm cultivators were not found everywhere, and the Profound Sky sect having so many was already shocking. Since he had to choose an opponent, Ku Jinming was naturally the best choice. Finding him to break through was the most suitable choice. If he could win, not only would he break through, he might even be able to kill Ku Jinming, and get rid of a capable helper of the Profound Sky sect, which would make things much easier in the future. Thinking about that, Su Yun increased his speed. He removed his disguise and donned his cape, brandishing the immortal mystical scarlet blood sword. He stepped on it and flew forward. A strong gust of wind blew past, the scenery quickly changed, and after an unknown period of time, waves of mysterious profound spirit chi floated over from the front. Su Yun activated the heavenly scale divine eye to look ahead, and immediately caught sight of Ku Jinming and the rest, who were a few li away. As expected, they are here. Su Yun's face congealed. His eyes suddenly flashed. Without any intention of dodging, he activated all the spirit essences in his body and directly rushed forward. No sneak attack, no sneak attack. This time, he was going to challenge the 4th stage Spirit Star Realm expert head-on. Just then, Ku Jinming, who was in front, seemed to have sensed their presence, and immediately exclaimed, "What a sinister spirit chi! Who are you?" Chapter 371. Su Yun. Su Yun bellowed. He flew extremely quickly, nearing Ku Jinming. He leapt high up into the air, the immortal mystical scarlet blood sword in his hands. A vast sword concept surged out, causing the surrounding people to be forced back by the powerful sword chi. The blood-red sword slashed towards Ku Jinming. This move was extremely imposing. Ku Jinming's heart trembled. He never thought that Su Yun would suddenly appear. However, he was not afraid. On the contrary, he felt a kind of pleasure to his heart's content. "Su Yun, didn't you die? Hee, seems like you were faking your death. But no matter, you faked your death yesterday, so today I will let you die for real." Ku Jinming's eyes flashed with a gold light, killing intent surged out. He instantly brandished a crescent moon-shaped blade and blocking the immortal mystical scarlet blood sword. The seemingly thin blade was actually extremely sturdy, and a wave of true divine spirit chi that could topple mountains and overturn the seas struck out, causing Su Yun to fly back a few meters, his arm feeling numb. Although he was at the peak of the third stage of the Spirit Star realm, and was only a step away from the fourth stage, he was still at the peak of the third stage, and the difference between the fourth and third stage was a single stage. Even in a one-on-one battle, Su Yun would not be able to gain the upper hand. Su Yun's cultivation is not ordinary, and he has many treasures. Do not let your guard down, all of you. Capture him alive and bring him back to the profound sky sect. Su Yun and Qing have a deep relationship. With Su Yun, we can use him to easily capture Qing Ku Jinming bellowed. Kill! The surrounding profound sky sect experts all shouted out with gold light in their eyes, and rushed towards Su Yun. But just as they neared Su Yun, a gigantic evil spirit immediately appeared behind Su Yun, waving its claws. It forced the incoming people to retreat. Evil Qi. Ku Jinming squinted his eyes. Ku Jinming, today, let us have a one-on-one battle. Su Yun held onto the immortal mystical scarlet blood sword and said, Although you are not as strong as me, I am not interested in fighting you one-on-one. Ku Jinming shook his head. That is not up to you. Ku Jinming was startled. All of a sudden, evil Qi came from all directions. Waves after waves of evil spirits shrieking came out. The evil Qi struck the experts of the profound sky sect, and directly clashed with them. Looking closely, they were all evil realm beings. So Su Yun did not come alone. Looking at his fearless appearance, could it be that he had some tricks up his sleeves? Ku Jinming was an extremely cautious person, seeing that so many evil realm people had suddenly appeared. His heart was already scheming, but it was obviously impossible for him to leave. Whoosh! Just then, Su Yun transformed into an evil mist and rushed forward. A long tail of evil mist flew towards Ku Jinming, and when it neared, a ray of red lightning shot out from the mist. It was the immortal mystical scarlet blood sword. Ku Jinming's eyes flashed with a cold light. The curved blade in his hand flipped. The tip of the blade actually formed a gigantic shield wall. The immortal mystical scarlet blood sword struck the shield wall, but was unable to penetrate it at all. An opportunity! Ku Jinming snorted coldly. The shield wall dissipated. The curved blade slashed forward. The thick blade edge seemed to be able to slice through the void. Roar! The evil spirit roared out again. The immortal mystical scarlet blood sword released the evil spirit and slashed at the blade edge. The evil spirit was extremely powerful. It was filled with evil spirit chi, forcefully changing the direction of the curved blade. Su Yun turned and attacked again. Evil sword round dance. His body quickly turned. The evil spirit opened up both of its claws, spinning like a small tornado. The two claws were like a meat grinder that pressed down on Ku Jinming. Ku Jinming secretly clenched his teeth, and activated the shield wall to block again. Ding ding dang dang sounds came out continuously. The shield wall trembled incessantly, as though it was about to shatter at any moment. Although Su Yun's cultivation was not as high as Ku Jinming's, but the power he was displaying had far surpassed a third-stage Spirit Star Realm cultivator. Seems like I have to be serious. Ku Jinming groaned. He raised his curved blade and gently waved it. The blade edge released a bizarre power, which spread out like a fishing net, enveloping the area around Su Yun. Su Yun, I will let you experience my consummate technique, formless domain. Ku Jinming bellowed and suddenly snapped his fingers. In that moment, Su Yun's body became extremely heavy, as though there were two huge mountains pressing down on his shoulders. He instantly dropped down from the sky. Boom! When he landed on the ground, a spider web-like crack instantly appeared on the ground. Su Yun's legs sank into the ground, and even raising his legs was extremely strenuous. In my formless domain, No matter who it is, they will have to bear the weight of 1,000,000 kilograms, under the influence of this gravity. Other than me, everyone else's movements will be affected. Su Yun, how are you going to fight me? Ku Jinming revealed a strange smile, and the curved blade in his hand slashed horizontally. Clang! The immortal mystical scarlet blood sword blocked at lightning speed. The sword blade was extremely agile. It brushed past the curved blade and directly pierced into Ku Jinming's chest, like a poisonous snake. Ku Jinming was shocked. He immediately retreated and dodged the immortal mystical scarlet blood sword, and then raised his head to look at Su Yun in shock. Su Yun remained in his original position, but unknowingly, he had already raised his hand, his fingers forming a sword art. Imperial sword technique? Ku Jinming was startled. That's right. Su Yun smiled. I am affected by the gravity and move slowly, but my sword is not affected. With that said, the sword sheath on Su Yun's back immediately trembled. A ferocious sword hiss sounded out. Following that, su sounds came out. A large number of mystical swords rushed out from the sword sheath. Like a flood, they struck towards Ku Jinming's chest where the immortal mystical scarlet blood sword had stabbed. Ku Jinming immediately dodging the flood of swords, but when the flying swords missed Ku Jinming, they immediately turned around and attacked Ku Jinming again. Ku Jinming clapped his hands, releasing a few true qi, but it was unable to block the flood of swords. Being forced into a corner, Ku Jinming immediately hardened his heart. He turned and stared at Su Yun. He took a step forward and slashed his blade at Su Yun. The moment he moved, true divine spirit qi leaked out, and a wall of qi appeared around him. All the rocks around him were pushed away by the wall of qi, the ground crumbled, the trees were all broken, and even the wind was unable to stop him. Su Yun, watch how I cripple you today. Ku Jinming bellowed, the curved blade slashed down, the blade trembled. The indescribable thick and powerful energy was like a giant's teeth, fiercely tearing at Su Yun. Su Yun's eyes congealed with a cold intent. His left hand reached into the sword sheath, and then blocked the incoming curved blade. Clang! The intense true divine spirit qi rippled out, causing the ground to tremble. Everywhere the ripple passed, the dense energy caused the mountains in the distance to tremble, as though there was an earthquake. Ku Jinming's eyes tensed up, seeing that Su Yun's left hand was empty. He immediately understood, it was a transparent weapon. But in terms of strength, Ku Jinming, who mainly used true divine spirit qi, was not afraid of Su Yun. He watched as Su Yun's left hand continued to tremble, and slowly moved downwards. It was completely suppressed. Heh! Ku Jinming activated his spirit qi. Su Yun's left hand directly moved downwards. The transparent desolator was pressed down by the curved blade and slashed onto Su Yun's shoulder, causing captivating red blood to flow out. But even so, Ku Jinming did not let it go. From the looks of it, he wanted to chop off Su Yun's arm before he was satisfied. Rustle, 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 rustle. At this time, the torrent of swords had already arrived, and pierced through Ku Jinming's back. But Ku Jinming did not even turn his head, and continued to move. What? Su Yun was startled. Bang 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 bang, the sword current fiercely struck Ku Jinming's body, but at that moment, his body was like steel, extremely sturdy. If one looked carefully, they would be able to see a faint layer of true divine spirit qi sticking to his skin. Are you still pinning your hopes on these useless pieces of metal like you? In this domain, I can casually increase the strength of my body to the maximum, and form a true indestructible body. Just based on your swords, you are unable to break my body. Ku Jinming laughed. The power in his hand became stronger and stronger, and the desolator continued to descend. Suddenly, a pitch-black evil spirit came out from the desolator's blade once again. The evil spirit did not attack Ku Jinming's body, but released evil qi to cover his eyes and disturb his ears. With his sight and hearing affected, Ku Jinming subconsciously paused for a moment. Su Yun took the opportunity to bend his body and retreat, but due to the gravity, He was unable to retreat too far, and upon retreating out of the attack range of the curved blade, Su Yun formed another sword art, causing the sword torrent to immediately split into two, one with Ku Jinming as the center to attack, and the other to form an even larger defensive circle. 8 parts 8 whole sword formation. But Ku Jinming's body was as sturdy as a boulder. No matter how the sub-swords attacked, they were unable to pierce his skin. Su Yun's eyes congealed, his arm swayed slightly, the combined swords moved, thrusting straight at Ku Jinming. Ku Jinming was like a porcupine, his entire body was blocked by the swords, but not a single sword pierced through his skin. Not even his hair could be cut. So just then, the sub-swords also moved, thrusting straight at the combined sword hilt. Boom, 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 boom. The powerful pure divine spirit Qi was unleashed, but it was unable to break through. It's useless, Su Yun, just obediently surrender. Ku Jinming shouted. I do not believe that you will be undefeatable forever. Su Yun said coldly. Previously, the immortal mystical scarlet blood sword had injured him when he was least expecting it, but now it was unable to move him. It was enough to show that he only had a layer of profound spirit Qi on the surface. As long as the profound spirit Qi was broken, he would be able to break his indestructible body. Thinking about that, Su Yun activated his profound spirit Qi, controlling the sub-swords to attack the combined sword. Once, twice, thrice. Every time he activated it, it would exhaust a large amount of Su Yun's profound spirit Qi. There were over 600 sub-swords, and every single one of them required a large amount of profound spirit Qi to control. Gradually, Su Yun felt that his strength was lacking, and he started to pant. But Ku Jinming was not having it easy either. His face was flushed red. He wanted to struggle free from the sub-swords, but the sub-swords seemed to be stuck to his body, and were extremely difficult to shake off. At this time, they were fighting to their limits. Whoever let go would lose. Su Yun clenched his teeth. He used all his might to attack, without any intentions of stopping. The spirit Qi in his spirit essences surged. The Qi channels in his entire body trembled, frantically releasing profound spirit Qi. Slowly, Ku Jinming started to pant. The true divine spirit Qi around his body started to tremble, as though it was about to crumble. As Su Yun had expected, Ku Jinming's indestructible body was only achieved by relying on his spirit Qi. Chapter 372. Both parties were in a deadlock, but Ku Jinming did not allow Su Yun to continue attacking. He released a low growl that sounded like a giant, and with a stomp of his feet, the pressure in the air suddenly increased, causing Su Yun's entire body to sink downwards. It was extremely difficult for him to do anything. His 2 shoulder bones felt as though they were about to shatter. It was an extremely painful feeling. Su Yun clenched his teeth and persevered. He increased the instigation of his spirit Qi, causing the frequency of his sub-swords to increase, but the consumption of his physical strength was also extremely shocking. Crack! Just then, a clear sound came out. It was extremely ear-piercing in the dense sword cries. Su Yun looked over, and saw that inside the dense cluster of sub-swords, Ku Jinming's body had already started to crack. There's hope. Su Yun was ecstatic. He continued to control the sub-swords to attack. But how could Ku Jinming's strength be so weak? He released an enraged roar, both of his palms striking the ground. He roared out, suppressing the heavens and earth. The pressure increased exponentially. In that moment, Su Yun's knees almost fell to the ground. An indescribable pressure smashed onto his head and back. His entire body trembled. The ground started to sink. Both of his arms started to tremble. He did not even have the strength to unleash the Limitless sword manual to control the flying swords. Watch how I crush you into mincemeat. Ah! Ku Jinming roared. The pressure did not lessen, but instead became stronger and stronger. Su Yun felt as though all the bones in his body were about to shatter. The pain was unbearable. If this continues, I will definitely die. I definitely cannot lose here. Su Yun's expression turned sinister. He released a growl. He stood up without caring about anything else, and forcefully withstood the pressure on his body. He used all his strength to raise his hand, forming a sword art. The swaying sub-swords regained their sharpness, and all of them shot out like shooting stars towards Ku Jinming. The surrounding lights were dazzling, sword lights flashed everywhere, causing people to be dazzled. Su Yun's face was covered in perspiration, the qi channels in his body were trembling incessantly. His spirit essences were all numb and in pain. Following the frantic transfer of profound spirit qi, a large portion of his spirit essences had dried up, and could no longer produce any profound spirit qi. But he still did not exhaust all his energy as he forcefully activated the profound energy in his body, as if he wanted to use the last bit of energy in his body without holding anything back. Ku Jinming never thought that Su Yun, who was at the peak of the third stage of the spirit star realm, would actually have such willpower. If it was anyone else, they would have long been crushed by the pressure and turned into meat paste. But this kid's body is really tough. Facing such a powerful weight, his body can actually withstand it. Ku Jinming's heart trembled. But at this moment, no one was willing to admit defeat. Suddenly, a burst of light flowed out from Su Yun's body. The light was like an electric current, covering every corner of Su Yun's body, finally condensing at the top of his head, forming a pillar of light that shot into the sky. Auspicious clouds appeared in the sky, strong winds blew in all directions, and waves of mysterious and incomprehensible aura bloomed with that person as the center. He was like a butterfly that broke out of its cocoon and was reborn. His hair, bones, flesh, meridians, and so on had all undergone earth-shattering changes. The withered spirit essence once again spewed out surging profound spirit qi, and the qi meridian barrier became several times thicker. The final step. He had finally crossed it. What? He broke through? Ku Jinming's eyes were filled with shock. He stared at the scene in shock. He never thought that Su Yun would be forced to use up all of his potential. Whoosh. Just then, the man who was bitterly resisting the gravity stood up. He raised his eyes that were filled with light and stared at Ku Jinming, then waved both of his hands, and an even purer and more expansive profound spirit qi attacked. Thousands of threads struck into the countless flying swords, and in that moment, the power of the flying swords changed. Crack. The profound spirit qi that enveloped Ku Jinming's body started to crack. Following the attacks of the hundreds of swords, the cracks became bigger and bigger. The true divine spirit qi that enveloped his body became thinner and thinner, and he was completely unable to withstand the man's attacks. The formless domain dissipated, the gravity disappeared, Su Yun regained his mobility, holding onto the desolator and the immortal mystical scarlet blood sword. He rushed towards Ku Jinming. Both swords hummed. He stared at one of the swords that was blocking the cracks. He activated his profound spirit qi, and all of the swords pierced towards the sword hilt of the sub-sword. Clang, 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 one after another. He struck fiercely. Every time the sub-sword's tip was struck, the sword tip would penetrate deeper into Ku Jinming's body. When he neared, Su Yun thrust it out with both swords, striking onto the sub-sword hilt. A sharp spirit qi flowed through the sword tip, causing the sub-sword to split open, and with a poochie sound, it directly pierced into Ku Jinming's body. Ku Jinming's entire body trembled. The profound spirit qi in his body became chaotic. The true divine spirit qi covering the surface of his body dissipated, and in that moment, the swords pierced through his body like a paper window. Before Ku Jinming could even groan, he fell to the ground and died. Clan Elder Ku. Just then, exclamations came out from the distance. A large number of profound sky sect people were rushing over. Seeing that, Su Yun shouted, "Go!" Then, he stepped on his flying sword and escaped. The evil realm people did not bother him. They pushed their opponents away and followed Su Yun. Ku Jinming was dead. The news quickly spread, causing the entire profound sky sect to be shocked. Countless disciples discussed privately. causing the entire profound sky sect to sink into a strange atmosphere. Boom! Waves of pressure enveloped the entire Jade Island, causing everyone on the Jade Island to kneel on the ground, enduring the pressure. On the most front altar, the profound sky sect lord's face was gloomy. He looked down at the 100 people. Didn't they say that Su Yun was killed by those evil realm beings? Why is he still alive? And he even killed clan elder Ku Jin Ming. Who can tell me what is going on? Tell me! A few people were trembling in fear, they did not even dare to raise their heads. The atmosphere was extremely strange. So, just then, a white figure flew over and landed in front of the altar. When everyone looked over, they saw that it was the old man holding onto the walking stick. The old man looked at the kneeling people, then turned and cupped his fists and bowed to the man above. "Lord, I have something to report." "Speak." The profound sky sect lord waved his hand and said coldly. The old man bowed again, then said, "It is said that many sects have been attacked by evil realm beings, many of their disciples have been attacked. If not for the treasures being stolen, then the important figures of the sects have been surrounded and attacked. The situation is extremely chaotic." "What does that have to do with us? Evil realm beings are invading? That is most likely Su Yun's doing." The profound sky sect lord snorted. The old man thought for a moment, then nodded. "Now that I think about it, it is indeed Su Yun's doing." "Why?" "Because after the sects investigated, they found out that the evil realm beings came from our profound sky sect, which also means many sects think that our profound sky sect is secretly colluding with the evil realm beings and is plotting against the entire sky martial continent." "Nonsense!" The profound sky sect lord was enraged. He stomped his foot, causing the Jade Island to tremble. "When did my profound sky sect collude with the evil realm beings? This is obviously Su Yun slandering us. He cultivates evil spirit chi. He has a close relationship with the evil realm beings. These evil realm beings were definitely sent by him to frame our profound sky sect." "Ah! Despicable Su Yun! Lord, please quell your anger. As matters stand, I think that we should temporarily put aside the matters of the Divine Cloud Immortal Palace, and focus on dealing with the various sections. They have already come to our door. It is said that there are already over 10 sects heading towards our profound sky sect. Their goal is to seek justice from us. A bunch of motley crew, how dare they? Let's not talk about the fact that I don't have any connection with the evil beings. Even if I did, what can they do to me?" The profound sky sect lord said coldly. "We cannot delay the matters of the Divine Cloud Immortal Palace. We do not have much time. We need to quickly force the Divine Cloud Immortal Palace to hand over Su Qing'er. As for the motley crew, this lord will personally deal with them." "Lord, isn't that inappropriate?" This lowly one thought. "Don't say any more, quickly go and arrange it," the profound sky sect lord said indifferently. Hearing that, the old man sighed helplessly. He cupped his fists again and turned to leave. It was difficult for Su Yun to obtain information about the matters on the Jade Island, and only when the higher-ups of the profound sky sect spread the news to the disciples would Su Yun be able to obtain the information from Great Obscure. After rising to the 4th stage of the Spirit Star Realm, he had to consolidate his cultivation. What Su Yun did not lack the most were pills. Continuously consuming pills was the most extravagant method to consolidate his cultivation. Because of the operation to kill Ku Jin Ming, he had been exposed, and the profound sky sect had once again gathered people to search for his whereabouts. But there was no need to worry. The profound sky sect could not even protect themselves. They had more than one problem. A few days later, over 10 sects formed an alliance and arrived at the Enchantment Mountain where the profound sky sect was located. The vast and majestic group of people covered the entire mountain. It was a grand and majestic scene. They stood there for the time it took for an incense stick to burn, and very quickly, whistling sounds resonated out. Sky Crest Sect, Luminescent Dragon Pavilion, Colored Rock Sect, Swallowing Heavens Sect, 3 items Deity Palace, Qian Wu Sect. A total of 17 sect elders and sect leaders have arrived, and specially seek an audience with your esteemed sect leader Lung. I hope that your esteemed sect can send a message, and quickly invite sect leader Lung to meet with us. Quickly invite sect leader Lung to meet with us. The shouts continued. The disciples of the Profound Sky sect who were guarding the mountain looked over, and saw that the foot of the mountain was filled with people. There were over 100,000 of them, and it seemed like every sect had called their experts over. Su Yun had already known about the sects coming over a few days ago, and at that moment, he was standing on a tall mountain about 100 li away, activating the heavenly scale divine eye to look over. By his side, there were 20 experts from the evil realm, 12 10th stage spirit soul realm existences, 5 first stage spirit star realm existences, and 3 second stage spirit star realm existences. Have you prepared a path of retreat? Su Yun asked. It has been set up, at a place 10 li behind the sects. There are a few acceleration arrays. After we obtain the support of the arrays, we can immediately leave this place, and no one will be able to catch up to us. One of the evil beings by the side said. Good. Su Yun nodded his head. When the Profound Sky sect leader comes out, we will take action. Yes. The evil beings replied in unison. Whoosh. Just then, from the depths of the Profound Sky sect came a burst of noise, followed by a loud and clear voice. Our sect's lord has arrived. With that said, a series of drum beats came out. Everyone turned to look, and saw a large number of disciples congealing chi into a carriage, carrying a man over. So imposing! Many people thought. Chapter 373. The man was wearing a resplendent gold crown, with numerous ribbons hanging down from the side, covering his face. He was dressed in a wide yellow robe, looking like an emperor. Upon his arrival, a vast and boundless aura surged out, causing everyone's mind to tremble, and no one dared to make a ruckus. The man was carried by many Profound Sky sect disciples to the front of the mountain, his entire being floating in the air. The ribbons revealed a pair of gold eyes, and a deep voice floated out. Who dares to act rashly here? The Lord of Profound Sky sect said casually. His words were arrogant, his actions filled with confidence, as though he did not place the clan elders or even the sect leaders in his eyes. Seeing the other party's unruly actions, everyone was enraged, but they did not dare to say anything. Just then, the pavilion lord of Luminescent Dragon Pavilion, How Long, walked out from the crowd, and cupped his fists towards the floating yellow-robed man. I am Luminescent Dragon Pavilion's pavilion lord How Long, greet sect leader Lung. Today, I am here with all my friends, not to provoke you, but to clarify one thing. What thing? What thing? The Lord of Profound Sky sect looked down at everyone and asked indifferently. How Long frowned, but did not flare up, and said, In recent days, many of our sects have been ambushed by the evil realm beings, some of our disciples were killed, some of our treasures were stolen, the continuous grievous news caused us to panic. The invasion of the evil realm beings is not a small matter, so we organized our disciples to investigate and search for the whereabouts of the evil realm beings. In the end, we found out that the evil realm beings were all in the Profound Sky sect and had an agreement with us to swallow the Sky Martial Continent together, right? The Lord of Profound Sky sect said indifferently, as though he was talking about a normal matter. But everyone's hearts jumped when they heard it. Sect leader Lung, the evil realm beings appeared, but no one received any news. Don't you think it is too much of a coincidence? Furthermore, the evil realm beings disappeared without a trace after they committed the crime. Where are they hiding? We have practically flipped the entire region that the evil realm beings appeared in, but we are unable to find any traces of them. From this, we can see that the evil realm beings already have a place to hide, and it is not a barren mountain, but someone is intentionally protecting them. How Long said, How dare you? Just as How Long finished speaking, the Profound Sky sect lord bellowed. A burst of Profound Sky sect lord soundlessly surged towards How Long. How Long's pupils dilated. His heart jumped, but before he could react, he was struck by the profound sky sect lord's chest immediately split open. He retreated a few steps and fell to the ground, spitting out blood when he stood up. Pavilion Master! Pavilion Master, are you all right? Pavilion Master! The disciples of the luminous dragon pavilion rushed over and helped How Long up anxiously. Seeing that, everyone was shocked. It was the first time for most of them to see the Lord of Profound Sky Sect, and they did not know him well, but no one expected him to be so tyrannical. The Profound Sky Sect Lord bellowed, "My Profound Sky Sect did not collude with the evil beings. Don't make trouble here and leave quickly. Otherwise, don't blame me for being merciless." A motley crew. With that, the Profound Sky Sect Lord was about to leave. Seeing this, the crowd was enraged. For you to fly into a rage out of humiliation, could it be that the bright dragon pavilion master hit your weak spot? Too despicable! The sect lord of the Sky Crest sect clenched his teeth and said, "My Sky Crest sect and the Profound Sky sect have cooperated for close to 100 years, although both parties are doing it for benefits, but just based on sect Lord Ling's way of handling matters, my Sky Crest sect will sever all relations with your Profound Sky sect today. The two sects will no longer have any relations in the future." "It doesn't matter," the Profound Sky Sect Lord said indifferently. "Sect Lord Ling, you cannot disregard the laws. We have investigated many times and discovered that the evil beings are currently inside the Profound Sky Sect. If you do not hand them over today, we will not let this matter rest." Just then, an old man stood up and bellowed. He was the clan elder of the Colored Rock sect, named Rong Kuei Sr. Clan Elder Rong is right. The Sky Martial Continent does not belong to the Profound Sky Sect. The evil beings have ill intentions, but the Profound Sky Sect still cooperated with them. Don't tell me that the Profound Sky Sect does not care about the countless lives of the Sky Martial Continent? You call yourselves cultivators. Sect Lord Ling, please give us a satisfactory explanation. That's right, give us an explanation. You must give us an explanation. With Rong Kuei Sun taking the lead, the others immediately gathered their courage and shouted out. The group of people shouted out like a tsunami, expressing the dissatisfaction in their hearts. Seeing that, the Profound Sky Sect Lord was obviously impatient. He said, "Seems like all of you are refusing a toast only to drink a forfeit. Do you really think that with a dozen of your sects gathered, this Lord will be afraid of all of you? If you provoke this Lord, be careful that this Lord will destroy all of your cultivations. I will turn all of you into cripples." Sect Lord Ling, if you are willing to speak openly with us, and explain everything clearly, there will not be so many problems. Why must you take action against us? How Long held onto his chest and stood up. His face was frighteningly pale. It was obvious that the attack just now had caused him to be heavily injured. "This Lord does not need to speak with you ants. This Lord is willing to come out. This Lord has already given all of you enough face. Don't push your luck." Sect Lord Ling, you. How Long wanted to say something, but just then, a clear laughter came out from behind them. "Master Ling, have they already found their way here? Since that's the case, then there is no need to hide anymore. Just kill them all. Even if we don't kill them today, we will kill them in the future. Why bother talking to them? Just take action." His voice was filled with ridicule and disdain. Everyone turned to look, to see that behind the sects stood over 20 evil beings, evil chi leaking out, covering the entire sky. The leader was wearing a cape. His face could not be seen clearly. It was extremely weird. While speaking, the evil beings had already taken action, and directly rushed towards the sections. Evil beings! Everyone present was greatly shocked. Seeing that, How Long and the rest's eyes turned red, they turned and stared at the Profound Sky Sect Lord and shouted, "Sect Lord Ling, what else do you have to say?" The Profound Sky Sect Lord did not make a sound. His pair of hazy eyes stared coldly at the 20 evil beings. Suddenly, He leapt up and flew high up into the sky, directly rushing towards the evil beings, killing intent bursting out from him. He bellowed, "Since all of you think that these evil beings are colluding with me, then I will personally destroy them for all of you to see." Seeing that, Su Yun chuckled and immediately shouted, "Oh, Masterling, do you plan to carry out that plan to destroy all the sects? Good. We will immediately cooperate with you." With that, Su Yun turned and ran. The evil realm people also ran away. Plan? What plan? How Long was shocked. "Ling Xianwei, what are you doing?" Someone shouted. "Ling Xianwei is making his move. Everyone, don't be afraid. Let's go together. This evil being is in cahoots with the evil beings. We cannot let him go." Rong Kuei-sen shouted. "Kill! Despicable evil beings! Despicable sky martial traitor!" Roars of anger sounded out. The people from the sects all unleashed their mystical techniques, all of them smashing towards the profound sky sect lord. His arrogance had angered everyone, adding his words and the appearance of the evil beings. Everyone had already determined that he was in cahoots with the evil beings. Bang 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 bang, the profound sky sect lord was being attacked. He was surrounded by the explosions, although his cultivation was powerful, but there were over 100,000 experts below him. How could he ignore them? In that moment, the profound sky sect lord was obstructed by the mystical techniques, and was unable to move forward. Seeing that their sect lord was being attacked, how could the profound sky sect people watch by the side? One by one, they rushed into the crowd and started fighting with the other sections. Both sides immediately engaged in a bloody battle. The scene was extremely chaotic. On a hill in the distance, Su Yun and the 20 evil beings were still watching the fight from the other side. "The profound sky sect is busy." An evil being by the side laughed and said, "He was called Qi Xie. He was not from the evil emperor palace, but was a newly recruited evil being of the evil king city, and was a second-stage spirit star realm cultivator." "Sovereign King, are you going to deal with the people called Profound Sky Sect? Why don't we take action, and take advantage of the chaos to kill their sect leader? What do you think?" Another second-stage spirit star realm cultivator, Li Xie, spoke out. He had a huge physique, with 4 arms, and was rumored to have boundless strength, able to tear a mountain apart. "I truly have the intention to kill Ling Xianwei here, just that I do not know his cultivation. He is extremely mysterious, and has never left the profound sky sect, and rarely interacts with anyone, and I am unable to see how strong he is. Although this chaos is a good opportunity for us, I do not dare to take the risk. Once I fail, I will most likely lose my life." Su Yun said. Inside the crowd, the profound sky sect lord seemed to have entered a state of solitude. Regardless of how powerful the mystical techniques were that struck him, he did not frown, as though nothing had happened, and all the so-called spirit star realm experts were useless in front of him. When his palm flew out, no one could receive it, and his palm technique was extremely terrifying. He had clearly struck the person in front of him, but all the existences around him were struck by his palm, and the degree of their injuries were much more severe than the person who was struck, and the majority of the people died under his palm. The profound sky sect lord did not hold back at all. Seeing that, Su Yun frowned. He had pulled these people over to cause trouble, but he never thought that the profound sky sect lord would be so ruthless. It was a complete death sentence, and he did not care about the consequences. Thinking about the countless people that died because of him, Su Yun felt somewhat guilty, but as matters stood, he could not stop it. His cultivation is at least at the 8th stage of the spirit star realm. I am afraid we are not his opponent. Let's go. Su Yun bellowed and then left. The chaos in the profound sky sect lasted for more than a day, and finally ended with the retreat of a dozen sections. Both sides had suffered losses, with many casualties, but without a doubt, the collusion between the profound sky sect and the evil beings was an irrefutable fact, and no one would doubt it. In time, the entire Sky Martial continent was in an uproar. The prestigious Profound Sky sect was actually colluding with the evil beings. Not only that, when the sects that were harmed by the evil beings came to demand an explanation, they killed them. Although the dozen or so sects were not as strong as the Profound Sky sect, but they had countless connections with the other big sects, and after suffering heavy losses from the Profound Sky sect, the various sects started to call their friends and negotiate with the other sections. The evil beings were existences that the people of the Sky Martial continent fought against, and the Profound Sky sect had become the enemy of the entire Sky Martial continent. A few days later, when Su Yun received the news, he never thought that the situation would develop to such a state. Maybe I can fan the flames, add fuel to the fire, and let the people of the Sky Martial continent directly attack the Profound Sky sect. No matter how strong the Profound Sky sect lord is, he cannot fight against the entire continent. Then, just when Su Yun thought that the Profound Sky sect was at a dead end, a disciple flew to the Jade platform and relayed the sect lord's summon to Su Yun. Su Yun asked around and realized that it was not just him, but all the elites of the sects, the substitute clan elders, and from the looks of it, there was something important to announce. You're tuning in to the Phoenix Knights YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.